What's up, everybody? It's Jeremy. It's Jeremy. If my voice didn't just go really terribly, like that was, I don't know what the hell that was. That was just bad. Chris is backstage laughing his ass off right now. But anyway, we've got a very special segment tonight because it is our very first channel members pick live that we've got tonight. So Greg from Ripp N Reptiles was the first one to step up to the plate. So we're gonna see how this whole thing goes. But I think you guys are gonna be very, very excited for what and who we have backstage. We've got Paul from OBX Lizard Land. I will tell you this much, folks. It looks like this man has a green screen behind him. It is not a green screen. If anyone is remotely envious of my expansion and the room that I have behind me to put like enclosures like for the carpets and stuff, this man literally just said, "Hold my beer," basically. So you'll get to see what I'm talking about here in a minute. So let's go ahead and bring out our co-host, and then we'll bring out our guest, and then we'll say hi to everybody, and we'll get into this live. First off, we got Mr. Greg from Ripp N Reptiles. What's up, bro?
What's up? Caught me answering a text.
You're good. You're good. We got Mr. Triforce Morphs, John. What up, brother?
What up? What up?
And we've got Mr. Chris Shelley from S Reptilia. What up, guys?
What's going on?
Having fun yet?
Oh, dude, it's always fun down here. So let's bring Paul out, and then we'll kind of go over a quick recap of if anybody had anything interesting happen this week. Go over what shows everybody can see us at coming up, because I believe all of us should be at a show this weekend. And then we'll dive into talking about Paul and what he's got working on and what he's cooking up. So there's Paul. I was going to say, where'd he go?
What's up?
What's up, man? Thanks for doing this tonight.
What's up, fellas? Thanks for having me on the show tonight.
Sure. I'm excited, man. I'm excited because I will admit I've never heard of you. I didn't even get a chance to look at your morph market, but I was going through the Instagram. I'm just like, good God, this man's got a lot of killer stuff, but it's like all over the place. Like, I'm jealous. I'm not gonna lie, I'm jealous.
Yeah, it's quite the collection. It's all the stuff I love most. So, I devoted all of our 2,000 square feet of current space to it, and I got 2,000 more coming soon. So, but I plan on moving a lot of the operation to the new 2,000 square foot building. But yeah, for now, this was kind of like Lizard Land 1.0, which has been great. It's been an awesome, learning experience. I've gained so much knowledge through the process, through, just enclosure building and, working with the animals and getting to work with all my favorite species for years now.
Nice. Let's go through, say hi to some of the people in the chat. We'll give a rundown real quick as to what anybody had exciting go on this week. I know I had some excitement. I'm anxious to share with everybody. But Tara, what's going on? Voodoo Doll Royals channel member. Good to see you.
See you next weekend, Tara.
Yeah, we'll see you Saturday, Tara. Or Friday night, actually. Jamie, Targod Morse, what's up, bro? Another channel member. Good to see you.
Good to see you Saturday.
Fire baby, what's going on? Good to see you, girl.
What's up, Brittany?
So, some tells me we're not going to see Brittany this weekend. Some tells me she's out at Oaks, I bet.
Yeah, she might do Oaks.
I bet you she's at Oaks. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe she'll want to hang out with the cool kids. We'll see. Sean, Joy, what up, brother? Good to see you.
What's up, Sean?
Christine, I know you're hiding somewhere. In at least for a little bit before you pass out.
Just off camera, just waiting to smack John in the back of the head.
And she's waiting for this guy to open his mouth about
Give another drink.
Mr. Sorrentino.
Hey, where is he tonight?
Where is Sorrentino?
We didn't get the,
he's probably too busy trying to Sorrentino somebody, in all honesty.
we don't wait for the appearance tonight? What the hell?
He might come in later half naked, so.
Well, yeah, you never. Yeah, he might be coming in trouble.
That's your pre-warn, Paul.
Yeah. Fair warning, Paul. If this guy comes in, we are not liable for any of the emotional damage that you may take or scarring after that point.
It's okay.
Here's our friend now. We
He was eating
say his
wings.
name 3 times and look what happens.
He's got to wipe the wing
I was
sauce off his
eating
bare
wings.
chest.
That's eating wings.
Always the wings. You know, you remind me of that guy from what was it? It's from The Longest Yard, the Adam Sandler version. The guy that was always he could never catch the ball, and he always blamed it on he was just eating popcorn. That's Sorrentino.
Sorrentino.
He's embracing it.
Greg, Scaled Paranoia channel member and channel
Greg.
sponsor. What's going on, dude? Good to see you. Exotic Dream Chasers. That's Ron. What's going on, bro? Good to see you. I swear I cannot read today already. Like
Exotic Green Crushers.
exotic.
It's Chasers though on IG, I believe.
I thought you were the Dream Crusher guy.
Yeah, well, I'm the. I told him a lot of what he knows, so
He's the foreman.
I said he has to change his name to Crushers.
Chris, what's going on? Another channel member. Good to see you, bro.
What's up, Chris G?
Chris G.
Third,
Is he going to Gettysburg?
I don't know if he'll be
Puppy dog.
Hopefully he comes out for the barbecue though.
Can I pet your dog?
For show. Is that a black and white?
Yeah, this is Barry.
Barry. What's up, Patrick?
What's going on? Charlie, what's going on as well? Good to see us. Got the
Charlie.
earlier
Cheeks on them things, man. They got cheeks like Sorrentino.
Python Portal. Will, what's going on? Thanks for
All
tuning in.
caked up.
K Exotic Stefan, what's going on?
All caked up.
Look at this. Look, see, she abandoned ship on us. She's gonna be.
Alright.
Damn.
Where you what, Brittany?
Damn
Hurt.
you,
We are
Brittany.
hurt.
What's it? Yeah, Fat Man's gonna miss you.
Look at this. Mr. Keith, Creative Genetics, starting
Keith.
off the night with the super chat. What's going on, dude? Greatly appreciate it.
Even though he's Team VPI, we'll accept it.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna throw $2 at me, you think that your line of Exantic.
You got to give it to the man for having good taste. What can you say?
Oh shit!
Greg, but you don't know
Hey,
that
fuck
because you
you,
might be
Greg.
part of the TSK train. You just don't know it yet.
Yeah, that could be.
Fuck you, Greg.
I'll be biracial here.
Greg might be doing a retraction statement here later on in the future live for us.
I'm gonna talk it while I can. Okay.
So,
Mute.
so Sorrentino, shush. So, big news on my end. The first clutch is on the ground. Bang, Het Clown to TSK Exantic. So that clutch is in the incubator. 10 beautiful eggs. Hopefully we can hit the odds on the double hets because, I mean, mom was visual. Dad's the Het Clown, though. So hopefully we can hit some, double hets, bang stuff. Chris, I have good news for you, though, Mr. Shelley.
Did Celeste drop him?
Celeste is going into shed.
Yeah, perfect.
Now, that being said, I don't know if this is for prelay or if it's just coincidence.
Do you have the data from when she shed and laid last year?
I'd have to pull that up.
We'll go over that off air.
Yeah,
Touch base on it just to relate to it. That's all.
because I know Lagatha has not given me a prelay shed, but dude, she looks just miserable. Like she literally looks like she wants to lay, even though she's still on a feeding frenzy. Like she wanted to. When I fed Friday, she all but was smacking the glass, thinking she was fed when I was feeding the other two. Because I fed Slug because I like I'm not convinced that I don't know what the hell she's doing. I fed her Friday, and then today she's all hazy looking. So it's just like, come on now. Snakes need to make up their mind and stop breaking rules.
We'll find out. This will be a good learning lesson, man. Every year is like a learning lesson when you breed these animals, man. I don't care how many times you've done it in a row. You're always going to learn something. They're going to teach you something.
Dude, it's the most befuddling thing ever because I even through the Celeste wouldn't let me get a good ultrasound on her. Lagatha left me do it, and the one that I could get a clear image of while she was moving, she wasn't super cooperative. Was I think it was 40 mil. So that's, I mean, obviously egg shape. So I mean, it's an egg.
Right.
I still have not had the prelay. So she's beyond that point of when it should have been a prelay. So I don't think she's just going to go without a prelay this year. I don't know.
How large are the eggs typically with those clutches?
What's that?
How large are the eggs typically with those clutches?
They, on average with the carpets, the eggs are probably about the size of like your average chicken egg, like a large, chicken egg, roughly about that size. They're a little bit smaller than the ball eggs, but you figure the babies are a lot smaller, and there's a lot more eggs than what the ball's going to throw.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that's big news on this end. Did get more ovulation, so we're looking at like 7 ball python clutches right now, on top of hopefully 2 carpet clutches. What about you guys? Any new, interesting, big, exciting you want to share with the world here before we dive into?
So let's top it, go down. Greg?
Me? Not much big for me this year. We've got to move right smack dab in the middle of our breeding season. So I'm going to do a couple pairings this year, but only those that I absolutely need to push projects forward. Other than that, we're just going to kind of lay back and give everybody a year off and start back strong next year, I think.
Where are you moving?
We don't know yet. That's the problem. The house, our landlord passed last summer, and her daughter just sold the property. So we've got to find somewhere that we can afford that fits our needs, and that's a struggle in this area right now. So
come north, sir. Come north.
Jeremy, I love you, brother, but I'm as far north as I will ever be. I can tell you that.
I would miss it too much.
You will not catch my fat ass above the Mason-Dixon line. I can tell you that.
What's up, man?
Nope. I like to visit Pennsylvania, but that's about as far as I go.
Jeremy 4.
Wow.
John, how about you, bro?
It's exciting for the week.
Exciting for the week.
Work.
Yeah. So excited. Friggin' Gettysburg Saturday. Get to see everybody.
What?
Guess we get some ovulations over here. I'm being too lazy even tracking them this year. So we got some ovulations. Got some girls up over the 39 freaking millimeter fossil range. Start getting in gear here probably the next month or so.
See?
That's really it, man. Other than revamping, we're going through the collection and revamping a lot after this breeding season. Well, during the breeding season, we already started it.
Yep.
And I built 2 towers. I built 2 tower stands today for my. I got new towers for the show this weekend.
Okay.
That's what I spent today. That's about it, man. Other than just got a 4-day work week because I got to leave Friday to come see y'all.
Okay.
Nice. I'm digging that hat.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, baby.
Well, we can't see it too.
He's got the old school. The old school.
Dang.
That's what's underneath the 4-inch killer.
How about you, Mr. Shelley? What's new?
Nothing too much. Same thing. Normal grind. Looking forward to Saturdays. Much of a long day it's going to be. It's still going to be fun. I'm going to try to get out there a little earlier. But no, everything's on track. Couple boa litters. Some are looking promising. The Argentines are still courting pretty good. Looks like I got both long tails should be going. some bloods, and you had a possible candy pie clutch laid yesterday, so that's exciting. But long odds, but hey, you know, it's a roll of dice, right?
Hey, you have to be in it to win it, sir.
That's right.
That's the rule on the street. You have to be in it.
Can't hit it without trying.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Colubrids repaired for the second time, so that's exciting. So they're moving right along. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Very, very nice, sir. How about you, Mr. Soldentino?
Mr. Deep. Mr. Deep.
I had a very productive weekend. Got the rats all clean. Got the whole back bin cleaned out. Cleaned out the shed, organized. Having a little picnic today with the wife and kids, and just ready for Gettysburg.
It was a little chilly for a picnic, wasn't it?
Dude, we didn't care. We were at a horse farm. She was checking out mini horses and other horses, and then wife, it was like, "Hey, boo boo, we got a picnic basket." I was like, "Hey, boo boo."
With a Yogi Bear impression, only on Warfels.
You never know what the hell this guy's going to throw at us. Like,
I got a story for you. But I can't say it on here.
All right. Well, at least he has a filter of some sort.
No, there's a filter. Yeah, it's too inappropriate.
Too inappropriate for this show? Fuck.
It's going to be real good.
It's going to be deep, real deep.
And we're still in the first 15 minutes. So,
all right, let me run the first channel sponsor here, and then, Paul, we will get into finding more about you, sir.
Who is Paul?
Gettysburg Reptile Expo LLC is one of the premier shows of the Northeast. Located at the All-Star Event Complex in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. It's a 45,000 square foot venue that houses 270 plus tables, 125 plus breeders, with an amazing selection of snakes, lizards, geckos, turtles, amphibians, and invertebrates. Doesn't matter if you're a breeder looking for that next high-end piece to your project or a pet owner looking for your next scaly friend. Stop it off the Sea Serpents there to meet all of your racking and incubator needs. The show dates for 2025 are March 29th, July 19th, and November 8th. So make sure you stop out, and I will see you at Gettysburg Reptile Expo LLC.
All right, I got to put this up here. I missed that I threw this one up here yet, too. Another $2 super chat from Keith, saying that he doesn't see any TSK super chats. That's
true.
This is sadly true, my friend. This is sadly true. And I have no defense for those people. So my TSK vote, you need to pick up the slack here and do a $4 super chat. And yeah.
Only way to get me back into TSK, Jeremy, is get me one of them clown head TSKs. Then I'll get back on your TSK trip.
I'll do that. We're gonna trust me. I'm gonna make something that you will not be able to resist wanting to have some TSK.
I just sold my TSKs off an auction last week, so
and what?
My only hope.
I just might have something for you. Give me a couple weeks.
You're my only hope, man. I got out of that TSK train.
That black Xanthic Ashley got.
I got some triple hats and just can't. I don't know what the third head is. So
I kind of regretted that after last week. I got off the line last week. I was like, "What the freak did I just do?"
I do want to put this out there. One, Gettysburg this weekend, folks, and I have made the hard decision that I will be bringing a 1.1.
Oh boy.
Pair of carpets to the show for sale. So, because if Chris will remember, I was torn as to who stays and who goes. That we split everything up. Chris was fortunate enough to let me keep the best out of what I was thinking was the best, and now it's come down to all right. I'm seeing the room we've got. I'm, with some of the additions that I've made, I cannot justify keeping back 0.2 from that clutch. So I have very, very strenuously and hard to do, but stared at these suckers for many hours and finally have made my decision. So I will have a 1.1 of my holdbacks at the show. So just putting that out there.
No shameless plug at all. Just
No
right.
shameless plug. I also blame John for some of it too, because he had to send Penny back here to me or offer her up for grabs again, and then of course I had to jump on her.
I tried to fix that for you. I told her that you were more than welcome to send her to me, and I'd even give you good money for her. But you said no. I'm not
Wow.
Dude, I have to say I can't. She does make me super happy being in the round.
I told you to give them to me and not give to Christine from the beginning anyway, but you didn't want to hear that either. So
You did really try to get her after Christine laid dibs on her.
I feel like somehow I lost after all this was said and done.
What's
Am
that?
I the only one keeping all the females from Jeremy?
Could have sold the girl for more than it was worth and gave it back to my buddy Jeremy. Now he gets to sell one of his for more than it's worth. I feel like I got a bum ass deal here.
Wow.
They'll buy you dinner
You better
Friday
get a
night.
Yoo-hoo. You better get a Yoo-hoo on Gettysburg.
And Jeremy steals my vanilla head black Xanthix last week because Mel didn't know what the freaking bid.
Beat up Mel.
Mel didn't know how to stack. So you know what? I thank Mel profusely for not knowing how to stack bids and for being such an awesome person for not bidding that out.
He only beat me for about $400 total. I was like, you saw this bum.
I dropped out because I wanted Mel to get it.
So
I didn't want to fight everybody.
we were talking about how last week went and how great this week is. I feel like, I freaking lost a couple grand for this last week.
Yeah.
I kicked in my nuts by my friends.
Yeah, kicked in the nuts.
I got beat up. I got beat down by my buddies.
Mm-hmm. Look at that black guy.
That's how we treat friends, Paul. We just take animals from them obscenely cheap.
did you end up making as much money as you spent, John?
What's up?
Did you end up making as much money as you spent in that auction? Because
no.
there for a while it was hit and miss.
Fuck no. That auction beat me down. That we talk about all the time, the ups and downs of reptile breeding. Well, here we are.
Well, I know one thing. That girl that I was prepared to go up to what my max bid was. I mean, I stacked those bids high. It took me a whole 2 minutes to put all them freaking bids in. I was scared she was going to go. I could not help. No one wanted to help you out.
Bro, you're just lucky. I do love you, man. I got to offer freaking triple for what you freaking wanted for. Told me to sell to him out from underneath you, and I couldn't do it.
Well, I'm glad you didn't Soldentino me, man. I'm glad you didn't
do it, man.
You should have. You should have.
I got offered $600 for that thing. I'm like, you got to be effing kidding me.
All right. Let's reel ourselves back in here.
Let's talk to Paul, man. It's enough about
Paul, because Paul's sitting here going, I have no idea what the hell these guys are talking about, other than they're screwing each other over, and now I have no idea how they're friends.
Sound like a bunch of great guys.
Hey, Paul, you want to get screwed over?
Oh, sure. Why not?
Sorry, 42 knows your man.
I'm already here to stay, so let's go.
There's Sammy.
Look at it. Sammy, what's up, Nate?
You got shut up.
Freaking Nate. But yeah, anyway. Nate, you should have your ass up here too, although I don't know if we could probably have enough. We'd just all be like little micro screens then.
Well, they don't need to see us. The guy who they need to see is already up on the big screen.
Well, this one, hell, he's got a better background than what we got anyway. So.
Yeah, he's got a nice setup.
So, Paul, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do over there at OBX Lizard Land.
Right. So, my name is Paul D'Addario. I own the OBX Lizard Land, and it's in Currituck, North Carolina, on Highway 158 on your way to the Outer Banks. So, I mean, some of you may have heard of the Outer Banks, North Carolina. It's very, very popular vacation town. Well,
yeah.
I grew up here. You know, there's a lot of snakes around here. Grew up just catching them in my backyard, and turtles and all that stuff. So, just always loved it. got like 1 million books on reptiles, and but anyways, I ended up, falling into this place that I have. Originally it was kind of just I was gonna live there. It was like a good living space, but it was also zone general business. And I had my little reptile collection. I mean, this is going back like more than 10 years ago. So I had my little reptile collection. It was mostly rescues and like smaller animals, a couple ball pythons, corn snakes, stuff like that. And that just grew over time, and then it actually turned into a business. I mean, it's a 9 to 5 every day for me. My livelihood. I don't do anything else except for OBX Lizard Land. So
nice.
Yep.
Literally living the dream, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely created what I felt was, a dream, an ideal situation for me. I mean, it's a lot of work. I can't even begin to, start with how much work it is. But, it's all it's all, time well spent. There's no wasted time here for me. Every hour, every minute, that I put into my place, it's all, beneficial time. So
now is like the public able to come and like visit your facility and like tour it like a zoo type of deal, or?
Yeah, I'm open 5 days a week, so I'm only closed on Monday and Tuesday. So I'm open on the weekends, Wednesday through Friday. This is one of my rooms. There's 3 of these rooms in our little setup, and then we have a new 2,000 square foot building that's about to be open with like 1,000 square foot showroom. So it's like basically it's a building divided down the middle. Half of it is like built-in room-sized exhibits, like zoo-style exhibits with back entry from an employee-only hallway. And that's where we're going to keep all of our monitors, our crocodilians, our big python. We got like 150-pound Burmese python.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean the facility, the new building is we're going to transition everything over to it. But for now, yeah, I mean our current setup has been very good to us. So
nice, dude. I gotta say, the way you've got it set up there, dude, it looks freaking killer. Like it literally looks like you're in front of a green screen. It looks that perfect.
I gotta say, so we met Paul. Someone gave us his name as a source for rats, to supplement our feeds. And we go there, and from outside looking in, as you drive up on the house, because it looks just like a house, and there's not a whole lot outside of a sign that sits out there. You don't know what you're walking into, but when you walk in the door and you walk literally into this room that he's in, and just it was impressive to walk in the first time to see everything there. I mean, just right in the area he's in, he's got several species of lizard. He's got rattlesnakes, a cobra. He's got false water cobras, yellowtail cribos, all right there. And the first time we walked in, all the snakes were active. I think we were there like 3 hours because I was trailing off and walking around looking at all the enclosures the whole time.
It's like a little zoo, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Like that's where you just get lost like watching everything, especially if they're out and active.
Yeah.
we have a lot of active species.
Yeah. I've never been in there that the rattlesnakes weren't out cruising around. Pretty awesome.
So Greg was casing the joint, huh?
There you are.
Oh yeah.
How does that work? Do people make appointments, or how does that work, Paul?
Yeah, so people typically just come in. There's no appointment required. It's a small fee of $8. And when we open the new building, we'll probably go up a little bit, but that's pretty much all we ask, and that's all we need to keep chugging along and doing what we're doing. But yeah, obviously summertime, weekends, spring break, all the holidays and stuff. Those are like really good times for us. And then going through like winter time, that's where we really rely on our rodent sales, our breeding. You know, we do a lot of specialty breeding. So yeah, we really hit so many different sectors, you know, like in the exotic animal field, that it, you know, we cover a lot of bases. So all that income combined is able to make it all work, you know. But I could not make this total business work without, you know, all of that combined.
Correct. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I similar boat with rodents and cocoa and stuff like that. It all fuels the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
Paul, you're also doing educational programs. How does that work out?
Yeah, so my educational programs are, you know, based on just like Reptile 101. You know, it's kind of like fun facts and question and answer and interactions. You know, let the kids like touch the animals and hold the animals. You know, and give them all the proper instruction. And you know, we just want the kids to like appreciate them and love them and respect them the way that we do. And so, yeah, I mean, we've been to so many schools and, you know, facilities and birthday parties. I mean, we do it all. So
You do it at your place there, or you travel to places?
I do what's called a private tour experience here, which is like a kind of more in-depth experience. You know, if you want like a, you know, like 8 animals, you know, interaction and a feeding show. I do like a really bomb feeding show with all the carnivores. You know, I got big snakes and all the different crocodile. Well, not all different. I have 8 crocodilian. The monitors. I have like 8. So those are all fun to watch. You know, for a feeding show. Anyways, but yeah, getting back to the shows and stuff. Like my in-store show is based around that. You know, it's like the Lizard Land experience, and then I do like an out-of-store show. That's basically like, you know, we take 8 animals and bring them to your place and do the whole Reptile 101, the interaction, all that.
Okay. Nice.
Nice.
So was
See,
it?
I think that's the cool thing, though, because you're literally planting that seed for the next generation coming up.
Yeah,
You are starting that passion and igniting that spark for them. And that's what's going to drive them to be sitting where we're at. What's that?
My boy Artie.
Wow. Artie, welcome.
So is it just you and your wife, or do you have employees, or running different areas, or?
Yeah. So it's me and my wife. We are the primary caretakers and operators of Lizard Land. And we also have a kid that helps us out named Aiden. And he's been with us for 2 years. He's about to graduate. He's a great kid. So, yeah, like we're the trifecta. Probably have one more person added with the new building. And then if that goes well, I mean, yeah, I'd like to have 2 like full-time people eventually. So
Yeah.
You can keep both buildings running then, correct?
yeah, because our current setup, like this setup right here that you're looking at, there's going to be some changes. We're going to do like a more of a gift shop setting. So we'll still have a lot of animals, but there'll be like gift shop stuff too. Yeah, so we'll have like one person manning this end of the store and another person manning the other end of the store, and yeah, we'll be able to cover all the bases hopefully.
So with you having all them like at a zoo, do you have a section of the area that's like come pick your pet, or people coming in, or you could like call it as a store? So I didn't know if you had like a spot where like the reptiles were for sale, like in like a
Yeah, so like in our entry room, I do have like a little merchandise area, and I have like our animals that are for sale. So I mean, we have really high-end animals, like really weird stuff, like, you know, Crebos and tortoises and just stuff that's, you know, not super typical, I guess. So I mean, we don't really sell a lot at the store. You know, I probably do most of my sales at Morph Market. I do a couple shows a year, like the Raleigh show is a big show. I do that one like once a year with a friend of mine, Joe Smith, OBX Exotics.
Jumping on any of the new ones, the SERE or the AARPE?
Me?
Yeah, any of the new shows down there in the South? Yeah.
No. Right now, I'm pretty bogged down with my building project. So honestly, I didn't really breed much this past year.
Okay.
I mean, we also my wife and I just had a kid too, so that had some effect on our breeding for the year.
Yeah. Congratulations.
So yeah, this year was my least production year in 4 or 5 years. So.
Okay. Brittany wants to know, where does most of your revenue come from? Is it more from the zoo end of it, or?
There's really no majority comes from one sector. I mean, when the animal sales are going well, say if breeding is at 100% potential, and we have a really high hatch rate and a really high success rate with babies, then that could be 50% of the income for the year right there. But this year obviously was not. So we had to rely on our shows and our admission, which we do see thousands of people a year here, because we are on a main artery to the Outer Banks. So there's a lot of cars that pass this place.
That beautiful location, man.
Yeah.
Not bad. It's not bad. I mean, could be better, but I ain't complaining.
I just think that's really neat, because I don't remember, what's the one that's here in PA, Chris? It's up I think it's up 115 or something like that. It's Reptile Land or something.
Yeah,
I think
it's
one near up that anything like
Clyde Peelings.
Yep, I've been there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very interesting. It's nice.
I've never been there yet in all of my years. I've driven past it hundreds of times, but never stopped it.
It's so cool. You should go in.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
You said it's only probably an hour and a half from me, Chris? Something
Yeah,
like
it's not too bad. No, it's not bad at all. We passed it going up to the camp.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's definitely fun.
Yeah, this is that Clyde Peeling Reptile Land right here.
Oh, look at that.
Nice.
Wow.
That thing.
That's a big old freaking tortoise.
And tall, too.
Big old galop. Oh, yeah, he was regal AF.
That was a galop?
It was Aldabra.
Aldabra, okay.
Yeah,
it's hard I can't tell the difference between the two.
I know, they look very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this dude, he was so brilliant.
It's wild.
He knew that he was being photographed, and
He's star.
He's
I know, I got dirty mind.
Would you scratch his neck?
Oh yeah, he loved a neck scratch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
I would recommend that just to go there for that.
Sorrentino would have scratched it with both hands.
Oh yeah.
Poor tortoise would have known what was going on.
Oh god.
Oh, all right.
Sir, stop spitting on the tortoise.
Can't
He liked it. Look at John.
Hey, Chris, your head looks like a tortoise. You better watch out.
Oh, come on, Gettysburg.
So, so Greg was saying you do rats. You got a whole rat facility.
Yeah, I do. I have it's not anything massive. It's a 16 by 16 barn.
Okay.
I got 9 racks.
Pretty big.
So you're just feeding your own collection and then some extra.
Yeah. I feed my own collection, and then I do some sales. Obviously we have customers that come in, and then I see Greg here and there, and I do. I sell everything that I need to sell gets sold, and I get everything that I have, which is great.
Yeah.
It's a big help. Bringing your own ruins for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah. I mean, and I've used all the different rodent feeds. I've been doing the rodent thing for a while too, so that's no new game for me. But yeah, I recently switched to a Comblock food.
I was just gonna ask you what you use. You switched to Comblock?
Yeah, I was using Missouri.
Sorry.
That's all I really could get, which was $30 a bag.
Really?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And then I went to the Comblock, and that's $20. So saved $10 a bag on that.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
$20. Are you getting that? You liking it better? Like as far as like, are there poops the same? Are you seeing the same outcome and production wise with the combine? Those are transition phase or no?
I found that there was no rough transition. There was no diarrhea from the transition, and the production has been solid. I mean, I'm still getting groups of 20 babies from some females. So,
okay.
I mean, I know that that's about max what I can get out of a female is about 20. So,
Are you using the 18% or the 23?
I'm using the 18%. Yeah.
That should be enough.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see any need for a higher protein. Like they're not eating the babies, so obviously they're not starved for protein.
Yeah, not for the Norwegians. Maybe if you had ASFs or something or mice, maybe you might need a little.
Yeah, I
boost
use
of
the
protein,
23 for the sulfurs.
Are you getting pallets of that combine? How you go about that? How are you getting yours?
I got really lucky in my neighbor food store, the feed and seed that's closest to me.
They carry it.
They carry it, yeah. So, I mean, they special carry it for me, but they have plenty of space there. So, basically, the pallet sits there for me, and I get 4 bags a week.
Nice.
Three.
I thought about changing, but I have no real reason to. I get a pallet of Kalmbach delivered, and it's about $1,000. It's about $1,000. So I see no reason, but I'm always like, I'm always looking for something in case, because I go through a pallet every like 6 weeks. So if I don't have it, I'm screwed.
You're talking about the Missouri.
Missouri, yeah. But I'd like to have a backup. I'd like to have feelers out there if I had to get my hands on some Kalmbach or something else, because all the other food's shit.
It is.
So how many bags are you getting on a pallet?
40.
Okay.
It's like a ton, basically.
Yeah, I get the Kalmbach for like $21.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's good. Yeah.
We got ours delivered through Chewy a lot. So especially when you get that 3-bag deal or whatever through them, when it's on the whatever their repeat send program is, I forget what they call it.
Or they don't leave it in the rain.
Yeah, we've had.
But I get the 23%. I think the 18% is a little cheaper because I breed the sulfur. So.
Okay. Yeah, I tried those. They were a pain. So.
A little asshole.
I decided to opt out.
Little werewolf.
Oh gosh, yeah, little biters.
Yeah, but they don't stink as bad.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean the rodents, I just keep them on like a fine shaving, and I put hay in there for them. Make nesting. Makes a beautiful clean nest. I recommend it to anybody who breeds rats. When you add any type of hay, whether it be straw hay or Timothy hay or orchard grass, whatever, it's gonna give them like some kick-ass nesting ability. So like mom will make like this sweet little tunnel. She'll tuck all the babies in there, and So and me and my barn.
TJ started doing that with ours too.
I wonder if it makes them feel more secure and they're going to have more successful, be more prolific, and take better care.
Yeah. Okay. So they don't get buried in the pine.
In the shitty pine shavings.
Exactly. So like when they're on that nice nest, like mommy's able to take care of everybody, so you don't really get a lot of losses. So
interesting.
I think how much psychology comes into play with the rodents. You wouldn't expect that it would be that way, but it really does.
They love it so much. When you put the hay in there, they are going bonkers. Like you can watch them shredding it, pulling it, making the nest. I mean, it's actually really enriching, like watching it. And that the rats are happier, and I mean they got one ultimate fate, but I'm gonna at least give them the best life possible in that setting. So
give them a happy start at least.
Happy 9 months. Happy 9 months.
Happy 9 months.
All right, I'm gonna butcher this. Tara wants to know: do you keep free? Tara, come on! Like I swear, Tara just wanted to watch me like trip, fall on my face, roll down the steps, and land on a cactus here.
I think that's the armadillo lizard, isn't it?
got
Horrible.
on that one. Actually, I don't have that.
Everybody try to say it from the top.
Yeah,
Horrible.
Bora Bora.
Yeah, it's the armadillo lizard. Okay.
Is that a cactopus?
I have the Euromastics, which is, I have a lot of species of those. Probably the closest thing to it. I mean, they're
You
not
do tree monitors?
Hmm?
Tree monitors?
I have a green tree. I have one male green tree. He's beautiful. He's like a turquoise color.
Yeah.
Dude,
Nice.
So I've tried. So like, I'll get into my past experience with tree monitors. So I had a beautiful pair, a very friendly female. I mean, you could open the cage and she would walk right out onto you. But unfortunately, like after like 7 years of owning her, I had bred her several times and I had one success, like one viable clutch. But then at year 7, she did get egg bound. So I lost the female, and which was pretty messed up because she was like the friendly one too. She was like the good one. So then I got stuck with my male, which I mean, he's just like, he's a tank, he's perfect. He looks like, I mean, he's like a 12-year-old lizard now because I got him when they were like 5 or 6 years old. But he looks fantastic. And he's got a huge cage. He's 7 foot tall, 5 feet wide, 2 feet deep. It's like a floor to ceiling.
Okay.
Very cool.
I do a lot of customs here. I mean, I guess I'll mention that too. Like behind me here, you got this exhibit is actually 8 foot wide, 4 foot tall, and 3 foot deep. And that's for my rock iguana. But he's going to go into a bigger exhibit soon. So in the new building, I'll give him a full room. But for now, that works pretty good.
Damn.
It just boggles my mind that you have so much stuff there, and like all like very exotic stuff. Like
take a spin around the room. You're not even seeing half of it.
And
do a 360.
Break it down slowly, like what we're looking at.
Break it down slow. Well, I mean, one of my favorites is in this rack right here. So this is like my false water cobra, and I got some dry market in here too.
Ooh, dry market.
Gotta get the false water cobras and stuff.
I mean, everybody loves some dry market, right?
I hope he gets bit.
What species dry market?
Get bit.
Sword team.
Yeah, this is beautiful blacktail.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she's gonna bite you.
Look at that thing. Oh, it's so nice.
That is pretty.
Get the tail on them things.
Just not something you see everywhere,
How big is that?
This is like a close to 7 foot snake.
Okay.
It's all coiled up. It's harder to see, but
Well, 1 to 10, with 10 being the worst, what do you rate their poo?
their poo's pretty gnarly. I'd say it's like a 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I see a lot of nasty poos around here.
Do you have anything in the Pituophis family?
Oh, yeah. I got some beautiful Red Bulls.
What do you rate their poo at?
I mean, they're like the same. Like, honestly,
Okay.
all the big colubrids are like really
Pretty similar.
super poopy. Yeah, they're
Why are we rating poo?
I'm just curious because
What the hell? What are you into?
I was just like,
What are you into?
look, these things are important when you have multiple species. You're trying to take care of 10, 20 different species. If something shit's nasty every 2 days, it's tough to take care of, man.
Oh, yeah.
Big, wet, nasty piles of chicken and bird and whatever.
I gotta say, when I was deciding
poo,
what species I wanted to keep, the poo never really played into it.
We know what Caruso guys do in their spare time now. Break two.
It's always a curiosity.
At least I'm not the only one that was sitting here. I wasn't going to open my mouth and judge you, Chris.
I'm judging.
But I was thinking in the back of my head, why are we asking about poo?
That's all right. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
It makes
I'm
sense.
gonna start asking one.
You have a good point.
I bet you that would win a Jeopardy question. Top 3 things that come to your mom when you
Yeah,
think of
how's
bluebird.
the
Like a
poo
Joe
on that
Dirt
thing?
question.
Who is in the top three?
I gotta check something on auction real quick.
Tell you guys honest truth, why I don't have as many Kluberts as I used to anymore is because of the poo.
For sure.
That's why
I
I
mean,
Start going up to everybody like, how's the poo on that thing?
All right, so next.
Oh,
on the
look
poo
at that.
That's
yeah, this is
pretty.
a false water cobra.
How's the poo on that?
The poo on that is extreme.
God damn, they get big. I had no idea they get that big.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is even my biggest one. This is my male.
I always used to seeing them at the shows, like they're little, like 2 foot.
Little worms.
Let me stand back, get better perspective.
That thing's huge.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Oh, damn. Oh, she's thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a monster. Yeah.
Oh, it's a boy.
I like that. Like, I thought they were a little bit more slender than that. That's a solid freaking animal.
That's a solid mouse.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're beefy.
That buddy is just.
And they're so cool. I mean,
You better get a
That's
pair.
wild.
top 5 colubrids by far.
That is pretty cool.
Scotty, man, you're going to freaking be like Jeremy soon. Have all them damn racks in your cages in your room.
Yeah.
Scotty better start upgrading his enclosure size for
Oh,
something that
shit.
freaking.
Yeah. Very.
I had no idea they got that big. Jesus.
No,
I did too. They always poop in their water too.
Oh yeah, he cracks his water.
Destroys the water
I feed a
bowl.
lot. I feed my false water cobras and my Jarmarkin twice per week. So that's
Oh
probably
my
why he's
goodness.
sick. But I mean, he's not like this dude is a lot of muscle. I mean, there's not much fat on him, and he breeds like a champ. So
That's awesome.
I'm gonna keep on.
I'm just enjoying seeing how big this thing is.
Yeah.
For one.
Yeah,
But
really.
It's cool.
all the ones that I've ever seen, like they're spazzing the hell out. They're not like mellow and just kind of low key. This dude's like just really chill. He doesn't give a crap. He's like, oh hey, look, I'm out. What's up?
He's not even like, he's not even
Dude,
like
that head's so
hooding
cool.
up or anything.
This is my boy Sausage.
Don't go start
And,
with Chris.
His girlfriend is named Patty. So I got Sausage. Patty.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, and they have massive tails. I just want to point out one cool fact about like the false water cobra. So right here,
Yeah, where's its
this
cluey?
is,
God.
That's his
man.
butthole right there. Holy crap.
Jesus
I
Christ.
thought
that's
Harper
all tail
had
right there.
ridiculously long
That's
tails.
intense. I thought the scrubbies had long tails. Holy
Damn.
crap.
That holy
Wow.
Yeah,
Close
right
up of
there.
his
That's,
poo.
that's all tail. That's a huge tail.
Do they-
for anything, really.
Do they use that for anything? Like not prehensile, but do they hold on with it? Do they use it for breeding to hold the females? Like, do you see a use?
I have been tail whipped by this thing so many times. So his cage is at eye level, and he has smacked me square across the face at least 5 or 6 times. But he does. I mean, they do that in the wild. They like sweep the grasses and the brush, and that like knocks. That like gets like frogs to jump and stuff. Gets out.
Dude, his head is so cool, man.
Right?
That like mask. He's like Zorro.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I'm just loving the pattern itself on him, like
Oh, because it looks exotic.
crisp and clean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, they also call them the Brazilian smooth snake. You know, so they're very glossy, very, very smooth. I mean, a lot of the aquatic or semi-aquatic snakes are very glossy.
Pause.
Wow.
That thing's cool, man.
Yeah, I could take out like one of my Red Bulls if you want to see one of those.
Yeah,
Hell
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I always love seeing different stuff. John,
He's got
your-
emergency light up
your-
there.
Your kid's disappearing.
I'm
Red
judging
Bull.
your lighting.
I'll show you my Red Bull.
Whoa, hey.
Hey, what's going on, dude?
My thing's all whacked out, Jeremy. I'm on the big screen of my thing and everything. I don't know what's going on.
I will tell you this much, Sean. You are up in the corner, my friend.
So no, I'm just saying on my damn thing. I'm on a big screen, so I'm not even seeing. I had to turn my phone on to see these snakes.
Very nice. So what are we talking Kingsville here, or just lime bred at different locality, or just Red Bull?
You know, I actually got this pair just kind of out of luck, but it was produced by a local guy, Scott Crumley, I believe is his name.
Crumley line.
Yeah, Crumley line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard of him?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So he's one of the local guys in the 757 area.
All right.
Yeah, he's a really cool dude. But anyways, he produced these beautiful animals. I mean,
Yeah, no, they're very pretty.
This snake is in shed, so I mean, its eyes are gray, and look at it; it's still bright. So
Nice.
That color reminds me of like what a Brettles looks like.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Jeremy, that camera's not doing that snake any justice. That snake is a much brighter red. than you're
Yeah.
actually seeing there. It's like a higher orange. If you think maybe like a sun-kissed corn snake, it's more along that color.
Dude, that thing is cool, man.
You paired them this season, Paul?
I did. Yeah, I had a successful pairing multiple.
You know what
times.
that kind of looks like? Kind of looks similar to like a Dominican red mountain goat.
Yeah, like a
That
different
red
great.
color tone, yeah.
Dude, that is sick.
It has that rich black and red. Yeah.
Dude, how big did they get? How big's that?
I mean, it's a bull snake, so you know they can get like 6 foot or maybe more. Maybe
Get
7.
Yeah,
that.
6 to 8, give or take, on different lines. Yeah, they can get big.
So here's my one that's not.
No, I could own one of them. I
good.
like that.
This one's pretty sweet looking too. Like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah, no, I like that.
Good grief.
that's
beautiful.
That's
Who
one
says how
thing.
nasty and hissy they are.
I mean, I'm just saying that
Snakes are just chill.
the orange on my shirt is like a crazy bright orange, right?
Mhm.
So it's like comparatively, I mean, if you were to see the snake in person, like it is a very striking color of red and orange. I mean, it's
Oh, for sure. That's my biggest goal this year. I picked up a Kingsville red hypo, and I'm working the reds into my lines of bulls, into my other lines of stuff. But no, that's nice. That's very nice. I'll be chatting with you, Paul.
awesome, brother. Sounds good. Yeah, I hope to have a successful pairing. We'll see. So it just
fun.
happened like a couple weeks ago, maybe like not even 2 weeks ago. So.
Yeah, it's early. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm keep on pairing, you know, see what happens. All right, put this one up. But yeah, I mean, colubrids are probably one of my biggest fascinations. I've always been a colubrid guy. Always been a hognose guy. You know, in our local area, there's a lot of the eastern hognose, which are such a beautiful species, and you know, that was like one of the ones that I was obsessed with, you know, growing up and everything. So, I mean, I have a lot of hognose. Somewhere the Madagascar variety. I got like the giant Madagascar hognose, which are, in my opinion, are like some of the coolest snakes out there. I don't know if y'all are familiar with them, but
Probably the most impressive just because of their size, I'd say.
I know Owen McIntyre from Rogue Reptiles works with the Madagascar hognose.
yeah. I mean, it's in my opinion, they're right up there for me, anyways. They're right up there with the Drymarkin and the false water cobras and the bulls and all that stuff. I mean, they're just as fun, you know, and their poop stinks really bad. So
Are those the tricolor?
Tonight, folks, it all goes back to the poo. All right, let me go ahead and run the rest of our channel sponsors here real quick, so that way if anybody needs a drink break, you can go grab a drink, and we'll keep on going with this then.
How about a poo break?
No time for no poo breaks.
I will have a Madagascar hognose when y'all come back.
Awesome.
What are you doing?
Stop wasting time trying to prove out animals or taking chances on possible heads or genes you don't know that are there. Head on over to Charlie at Gray Rider Reptiles and ShedTesting.com for all of your shed testing needs. He's fast, accurate, and adding new tests on a regular basis. So head on over to ShedTesting.com and check him out. Make sure to use the code CARPET15 for 15% off of your shed test order. Use nothing but the best at ShedTesting.com. Make sure you check out Nathan at Infinite Possible Pythons. He is your guy to go to if you want to get into the Bang project. On top of it, he's working a bunch of awesome ball python projects. Kahua geckos, Leachianus geckos, crested geckos, some scaleless corn snakes, and he is your one-stop shop for all your branding needs. So check him out. Check out Chris Shelley over at S Reptilia if you need a high-end ball python, blood python, locality boa, or colubrid. He's also Pennsylvania's distributor of Coco to Go and the Chipper, and he can also hook you up with some rats. So make sure you guys check out Chris over at S Reptilia. Head on over to Triforce Morphs if you're looking for that missing piece in your ball python breeding project. While you're there, add a little bit of laser citron to the mix, folks. John and Christine can also hook you up with the crested gecko, so don't forget that. Turn up the heat with Triforce Morphs. If you want to use the best reptile record keeping and tracking software on the market today, scan the QR code or click our partnership link in the description down below for a free 30-day trial of Husbandry Pro. I promise you, you will not regret it.
All right. Thank you very much to all the channel sponsors. Greatly appreciate it, guys. And this is one of the mad hogs, huh?
Yeah. This is one of the giant Matty hogs. Yep.
Okay.
I've actually had this snake for over 10 years. It's one of the OGs of my collection.
Wow.
He is such an amazing creature.
That's why I'm dark.
Snake so much. If he would stop moving his head so much, I really would like for y'all to see like his facial markings and just like the width of his head. He has this big old fat head. It's honestly, it almost reminds me of like a garter snake on steroids.
It's a damn shovel, is what it is.
Yeah. But he's really cool. I mean, I did successfully breed these back like probably 6-7 years ago. And unfortunately, like my female did suffer like a minor complication. Like she got all of her eggs out, but she did have some kind of like cyst or something that formed after breeding. So I stopped breeding after that. So, I mean, it really was a project that I'd hoped to pursue further. But being that I only had one male, one female, I kind of just, and they were both pet quality animals. So I did nip the breeding on those. But I still just have them. I got my male and my female. And,
Nice.
They are extremely cool.
That's Madagascar, right?
Yeah, Madagascar. Yeah, Leo Heterodon Madagascarensis.
Any morphs with those, or are they just standard wild type?
No morphs with these yet. No, they're all just naturally occurring coloration.
I mean, that's cool. Like his colors are wild. That's just that is neat.
Yeah,
that's a shame you can't reproduce them though.
I know they're such a pain, honestly. Like
getting started, is that what you think? What you heard?
Getting them started is so difficult.
Yeah.
The babies are
salmon juice, toad scent.
Oh yeah.
Nice,
exactly.
Good. Yeah, good. I definitely want to talk on that, like feeders and stuff like that. So it's kind of segue into like a gecko feeder, or like outlooks on that.
So I mean, about that, I guess I'll just deviate to our yellowtail creepo project. Like, so I love yellowtail creepos, and I've successfully produced those 3 years in a row. And the key to those is I always feed them snakes right out the gate. And then they take rats or mice, usually shortly after. But that first meal is always a snake. And I get really lucky. This is going to sound really messed up, but I have hatched
I know exactly what you're going to say.
No, I've hatched out baby black racers every year, okay? Like I get eggs that I find either locally, and I hatch them out, and they're like very small, and they make a perfect feeder. So that's how the yellowtails get started. Otherwise, it would be pretty much a failed project because they are that difficult.
There's many king snakes that are like that, from what I've been told. That some, that first meal, it's baby snakes, man, or else they don't want it.
Yeah, it's for real. Yeah, it's kind of frustrating, but I've successfully done it 3 years in a row. So we'll see what I can do. That's why I'm switching more to blacktails. They have a much higher success rate with switching to rodent immediately, without the use of scenting or very, very, very little scenting.
The yellows are more tough.
Yeah, the blacktails they're way easier. And then the yellowtails are just they're
Silver sides. Okay. Silver
yeah,
sides.
yeah. The yellowtails they're big. What was this person saying? Yeah, silver sides.
Yeah.
I mean, I've tried that. It was a very low percentage of success with the silver sides, and plus the nutritional value. I mean, dry marking consumes so much food. Okay, you have to feed a baby Crebo twice a week, minimum.
Like a pound of silver sides.
Yeah. I mean, they got to like eat like so much to get the caloric intake that they need to grow and survive. Which, I mean, a lot of people make that mistake with the big colubrids. I mean, these big colubrids have fast metabolisms. They eat so much food.
Yep, for
in
sure.
comparison, like a ball python,
Mm-hmm.
My corn snakes and my king snake will eat me out of house and home if I let them.
Yep. Just feed the corn snake to a king snake, and I'll take care of half your problem.
Right.
TJ be like, what?
Now, how big of an enclosure are you keeping like the Mad Hogs in? I mean, they've got to take up a decent amount of space with as active as what they are.
Oh yeah. I have most of my stuff in 5x2s or 6x2.5s.
Oh wow.
And then I have a lot of 4x2s as well. I mean, the Matty Hogs, like this guy, I've had him in both enclosures. Right now, I have him in a 4x2. I've had him in a 5x2. I mean, he doesn't really seem to have much preference over one or the other. I do have snakes that are, pretty picky about, the amount of space they need, especially the dry marking. Especially midsummer when they're super active and, they're eating a lot of food. Like, it's very hard to keep them content. So a 6x2.5 is like, in my opinion, minimum for a yellowtail or a blacktail. I mean, they would do great in an 8-foot enclosure.
Okay.
So that one behind me on the bottom, I mean, that's like that giant, like the $1,200 Vision. I didn't pay that for it, but that's what they cost. That's like one of those 6x3s, which is a great enclosure. I mean, I got my banded snouted cobra in. He's a beautiful snake. Very, very docile. Got him from a friend of mine. But yeah, I have a lot of, enclosures of like this style and size because I do like those, for the big colubrids. They just seem to work best.
Now, what species are you breeding? Like, mainly for like, let's just say this year, what species are you focused on breeding this year and reproducing?
Oh yeah, so this year I did kind of restart my breeding. So I've got Euromastics in the incubator, 2 species of those. I have the Moroccan Euromastics, which is a beautiful green and blue with like blacktail. And
How long do those eggs take?
They're like a little over 60 days.
Okay, not bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, and they incubate pretty hot, about the same temp as a ball python, like 90, 91. And I have a lot of tortoises right now. I do the leopard tortoise. So we had a really good year for those. I had about 30 of the leopard tortoise babies. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
And they are super cute. I'll show you one of the leopard tortoise babies.
Yeah, that's fun.
Mm-hmm. So we got really lucky with the herbivores this year. We got our Euromastics, we got our leopard tortoise, and then I've got the Red Bulls coming. I've got hopefully blacktail Crebos and yellowtail Crebos again this year, which I'm not really hopeful on them. They should have dropped already if they were going to breed. So.
Oh wow, they're that early, huh?
They go really early.
Oh.
Yeah, this is one of the.
Oh yeah. Sweet.
They are.
You had them up on Morph Market, Paul?
Yeah, we do actually. We have them on Morph Market right now.
They're cool. We got a big Sulcata, a big angry male.
Nice.
They're like 30 plus pounds. He's got his own shed out back. He just chills out there.
That's sick.
And then a handful of Redfoots.
Okay. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I got some reds. I got a couple Sulcatas as well.
So let me pick your egg with the Redfoots. We had a female for about 6 years, and then I picked up a trio about a year and a half ago. And the trio, they're a little bit younger, but the one female started laying eggs. But she's only laying like one every like couple weeks, maybe a couple weeks in between. Do they always lay like a clutch, or will they, until they fully mature, will they like deposit infertile, so to speak? What's your experience?
Well, I mean, we've had quite a few clutches laid over the years, none of which have proven out. You know, I can't even get veins to form in them. So I have a really old male. Like basically my group of Redfoots is kind of like a rescue group. I've acquired all of them just via donation surrender, you know, not really trying to breed them, you know. But I have females that drop eggs, so I'll take them out, look at them, put them in the incubator. You know, if they hatch, great. You know, but because redfoots are like communal species, anyways. I mean, it's documented that they're found in groups in the wild. They do good in groups, so it's like keeping them in groups is just a logical thing to do, right?
Right.
So, as far as like the diets, very complex diet. I have gone through the whole gamut of I do the tortoise chow, the chopped greens, some fruits, some proteins. They love fish,
cooked chicken.
I mean they will shred some protein, man.
I heard stories of people just putting like rats on a plate, like thawed out rats, and just letting like 5 or 6 of them just go at it, and it's gone.
Oh yeah, like if I had like a mama rat that's got a bunch of slugged out babies, like I'll throw them in there and they will go to town on them.
It's wild. They're so wow.
Yeah. I mean, they're just an opportunistic tortoise. They have like the most diverse diet of like any tortoise out there. So I definitely try to keep the fiber, fiber high. So I do a lot of the tortoise chow and a lot of chopped green, but ultimately like they really love their junk food too. So I try not to deprive them of that. I try to rotate it in there weekly, some snacks and stuff.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I got him incubating, so we'll see what happens. I'm curious, but yeah, we got a young male, and all day long, man, he's just going at it non-stop, man. Poor guy. I feel bad for him.
Putting in work.
Yeah, right.
I can't picture tortoise eating like rats and stuff. That I honestly thought all tortoises were just let's eat veggies.
Oh.
So they'll actually
tonight.
aren't they also cannibalistic? Like if one dies, won't they also eat the carcass of the one that died?
I would not.
I would imagine redfoots. Yeah. I don't know about sarcadas. I don't know about how those tortoises are like that. The big ones like the aldabras and stuff like that. I'm not sure.
It's been documented that like the Galapagos will stand very still in like open area, and like sometimes birds actually go like underneath of them to take shelter and shade, and they will literally drop down on them and squish them and then eat them.
Wow.
Well, that's a hunting tactic.
Yo, if you gotta eat, you gotta eat, man, right?
Yeah, it's been
wow.
Been, so
that's awesome.
Yeah. You never know what a tortoise may be capable of.
For sure.
Yeah, they're very intelligent. All the tortoises that I have are, they all have their own personality. They're all, really, really unique in their own ways.
To live
I love redfoots.
Sweet.
So, Greg, if you've got anything, because I don't want to hijack the show from you, Greg. I mean, if you've got topics or questions you want to ask as well, do feel free to.
You guys are rolling with it, man. I mean, because Paul and I talked a little bit earlier, and I just kind of asked if there was anything that he wanted to highlight about what he had going on and what he was doing, and you guys are hitting it pretty much perfect. I mean, you're rolling.
I just did want, because that was part of the whole getting the members on member live and stuff like that going on with this. Is I don't want us to control the show the whole time. There's some shit you want to talk about, or topics you want to talk about. Jump on it.
Main thing was, man, I wanted to get him up and get him a little exposure, and I figured that he and Chris would hit it off pretty well.
I know where I'm stopping next summer. On the way down the Outer Banks.
Seriously, Chris,
man,
if you come down that way, man, it's worth the stop.
Chris, what were you showing?
I'll take good care of you.
I'll text it to you.
I'll feed you to the cobra.
Chris, what were you showing on your phone?
Which one?
Me.
Oh.
No,
Are you looking it up?
I was say,
do you have mangroves?
Okay.
Mangroves?
Was that a
Thing's
Red Bull?
cool, man.
I can't
Extreme
see it.
red
Yeah,
Stillwater
that's a Red
hypo.
Yeah, watch it. Some of them, there's been some scamming with photos on Red Bulls lately. Watch it.
Yeah. That thing's cool, man.
I know a guy who might have some this season, so.
Hit up Scott Crumbly.
Well, this guy's in Jersey, so I could just egg his house.
The mangroves, that question that popped up, there's a lot of different types of mangroves. There's mangrove monitors, and mangrove snakes.
Snakes, yeah.
Snakes, yeah. Scotty's big. He's on the mangrove snake train here lately.
Oh man, that's one I wish that I had. Yeah, I love me some Boiga.
Are you talking about Boiga or are you talking about mangrove rat snakes?
Oh wait, I'm
Probably
talking about just
the Boiga, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are so cool. I mean,
Yeah.
they definitely fit in my category of, large and uncommon colubrids. I mean, I guess they're not uncommon. They're just large and cool. And rear fang.
Right,
Which
rear fang,
I
yeah.
love the rear fang stuff.
Yeah, they're fun. Scotty's got a handful of them.
That's cool. Yeah, I would love to pick up a pair of mangroves eventually, especially the ones. I know there's certain localities that get bigger than others. I definitely would like the biggest. I'm all about getting the biggest examples. So I'm not a morph guy, but I do like stuff that gets really big because I think it's genetically superior. So
Right.
every time I look for a breeder, so my breeder male yellowtail Crebo, which was a wild caught yellowtail Crebo. He was like 9 feet long. I mean, he was this monster male. And when I got him, he had like a huge scar. So I called him El Chapo. He was like a yeah, this dude. I mean, he was like the father of the offspring, and I mean my grow outs that are now my breeders that are CB, produced here and that are now, ready to breed. Like these things are like 3 years old and pushing 8 feet. They're, as big around as, a man's wrist. I mean, they're a huge snake at 3 years old.
These are the blacktails?
These are the yellowtails. The yellowtails
okay.
get so long, so fast.
Okay.
But they're really filling out now. So, I mean, like those snakes are, they're definitely one of my favorites here.
Making me want one of them.
They're tough though.
You're killing me. I got a Texas. I got an Easter or a Texas Syndicate. So yeah, it's just as like a pet. Just I got him in a trade, so I'm still learning him. It's been a few months, but
they're so cool.
He's small, super intelligent. I can't wait to get him on display. That's my biggest goal. Yeah, then I can really enjoy him.
Yeah, I really want Texas eventually.
Yeah. I want to circle back around. I got a question. So you do a lot with lizards. Do you work with any geckos?
I don't really work with geckos much. I have a lot of vivariums too. Just like really nice planted setup. So I've got my day geckos in there because they're just so perfect in a planted setup.
Yeah,
but,
beautiful.
Nothing special. Just day.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Sweet.
and I have cresteds. Have a handful of cresteds, like mainly for the customers that come in. I'm not, too much into breeding the cresteds anymore. I used to breed them somewhat, just a little bit. I wouldn't even consider myself like a big crested breeder, but I had a few. The ones that I have are just really good, really friendly. The kids love them.
What's your outlook and feelings on using geckos for food, for starter foods? I mean, obviously, I would imagine you're okay with it, say the yellowtail Crebo situation, but where have you ever had to use it, or would you think that would be a good a substitution or something else you could use if you couldn't get hold of the baby snakes?
Yeah, I mean, I would certainly be willing to try something like that. I feel like any species that can be produced in like a feeder kind of setting, like to supplement a really particular species. Because, I mean, the goal is, in my opinion, to create sustainability with all these exotic species. So that way we're not wild importing them anymore. Because, honestly, I am getting really tired of seeing all the wild imports, and all the disease and parasites and everything that comes with it. I mean, it's really detrimental to the animals themselves, and it has a horrible impact, in the wild. So, I mean, I think that it's all about creating sustainability, for the hobby. and for these really rare and exotic species, right? So in order to do that, we have to diversify the food options in order to create sustainability for these, you know, rare and uncommon stuff. So yeah, I definitely am, you know, very much pro, you know, odd feeders for odd.
Yeah, get that animal to eat. That's the important part, and then work from there. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
What's been like? So, like, I'm curious as to what's been some of the like the biggest challenges that you've faced getting the zoo started. Just kind of to where you're at now. Like, what's been some of the big hurdles you've had to overcome?
Oh gosh!
Wow, Jeremy. Yeah.
Hey, I'm curious, man, because like look at this guy. Look at this. Like, this does not come easy.
Look at it. Just look at it.
Jump.
Look at it.
It definitely did not come easy. You know, I built it. It was a slow grow, you know, and that is anything that's a slow grow is a struggle because, you know, you are putting your all into it just to get to the next step. And, you know, there was a lot of projects that I backburnered for years because I didn't have the money for it or I didn't have the caging for it or whatever it may be. And, you know, but I was just like super determined and I kept pursuing like the stuff that I was really interested in, you know, until eventually I got there. Like eventually I got my yellowtails and eventually I got my blacktails. You know, those were like $1,000 snakes. So, you know, I didn't have that kind of money just right up front.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of struggles, and I think I overcame a lot of them via just, you know, being smart about my purchasing. Like, I got a lot of secondhand equipment, and you know, I like sanitize it heavily, you know, bleach it out, like scrub it, bleach it outside, bring it inside, Chlorhex it down, then ammonia it down. You know, like triple clean that sucker. And let it sit for a week or two, and then, you know, put the animals in. I mean, I've never had any issues with secondhand equipment. I bought a lot of Visions. I bought this crazy stainless steel unit right here. This thing is like was
That's
made
cool.
by a
That's
metal
cool.
company.
Yeah.
It was for housing venomous snakes.
It almost looks like an old pizza oven almost.
I know, right? The thing is nuts, though. It's like almost like a lawyer cabinet, but like on steroids. So yeah, these things just pop open.
Did you mention what you did before doing this full time?
I worked for my family's business. Yeah, I worked for my mom, and you know, so I kind of grew up in a family business.
Family business blow, man. I don't know about you, but I did the same exact thing, man. I grew up in a family business for like 20 years, and it fucking sucked. It was cool because I could take advantage of the family, but it wasn't cool because it was family, you know?
Yeah, man, I was the taking advantage one in my family.
Well, yeah, for sure, but you always had ins and outs. You could, you know, you always got to eat good. Well, for me, it was restaurant work, so I always got to eat fucking good and all kinds of, you know, shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, any family business is, you know, it's tough.
It's tough.
There's nothing easy about a family business, and you work so hard for your family.
How does the family feel about you doing this now versus working with them?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was I guess it was a tough transition. I mean,
haters gonna hate.
Yeah, you know, anytime someone leaves family business, you know, it's never like, yay, you know. I mean,
anytime the response starts out with a sigh like that, you know it's not going somewhere great.
I know with my mom and dad, man, I started snakes. They were like, "What in the hell are you thinking? Like, you're not my kid. Like, there's something wrong with you.
I'm never coming to your house again."
Yeah, my mom straight up, she's like, "I ain't coming to your house." My dad, he's like, "What the fuck? Reptiles? What the hell is that?" He's like, "You can't like dogs and cats." I was like, "I got those too." He's like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, I mean, my parents were kind of, you know, they didn't really like pets. We didn't have inside pets. Reptiles were not a big, you know, thing in my house. They supported my love for it, but not in a way of getting the animals. So I guess you could say maybe I was like deprived of animals, and then when I was able to, I kind of went crazy. But it was in a good way.
Who was first? You or your wife?
A wedding lizard? All right, now we've got to hear about
wedding lizard.
Like,
who was more into this at first? Was it you or your wife? Like, who drug who in, or did you guys go in together, skipping and love? You know?
Yeah, I want to hear more about the whole wifey side of this.
Oh yeah, baby, come here.
I was gonna say, yeah, you can get her in here. Like,
yeah.
I'm definitely just
Comment.
white
Just
card.
gotta get on
You can't
screen.
make a comment like that and hide in the background, Andy.
Doing
All
this,
right.
doing this
Nice
with my
to meet
wife,
you.
I definitely the support system definitely helps.
That's the main power, man. My wife scrubs so many tubs, and I love it.
Yep. Like I said, if you can't say John without the word Christine behind it, don't try for it. So
Yeah, she's
Very
a
cool.
really part of it. We met at a pet store, and
hold on. You met at a pet store, like working
That's
together,
awesome.
or like you both walk in and be like, I'm looking for a reptile.
So
I was telling him not to put snakes on children in the pet store. I worked there.
Oh,
you were
okay.
getting chewed out.
Damn, she yelled at you.
yeah, she was.
All
like,
right, now this is
so
getting
top
interesting
of,
now.
like, with the police officer in there, you know, she was going around.
He was dropping an 8-foot Dumerals bow on children for fun.
Wow.
So hold on, you were walking around just with a boa, just dropping it on kids, and your wife to be, because like, yo, knock that shit off, and you're so hot.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna throw you out of here.
we need to go on a date. Like, we got to get into this.
I'm gonna throw you out of here, bum.
The craziest thing ever is that snake is basically what brought us together. And we had that snake at our wedding. All right, I just want to put that out there. Like, it's in most of our wedding photos.
That's freaking awesome.
And we still got her. She's one of our breeder Dumerals boas. She's a huge, like 8-foot, like 30+ pound. Like, she's a monster.
I miss
That's
mine.
an awesome story. So I want to know, how did you go from telling him get the goddamn snake off kids to go, you want to go out? Like, how
I
did
didn't
that?
ask him out.
You know, I'm very old fashioned. So
Yeah. Fashion is, I want to go see the monitor lizards at the aquarium. You want to come with me? Because nobody else will.
Perfect.
Do one of them.
I mean, obviously it was successful, so you can't wrong the guy.
Oh,
Well, no,
no.
I say it obviously worked.
You guys want to come see the Komodo dragons with me?
Yeah.
You buying dinner?
I'll buy dinner. Just you driving.
He followed it up with, I want to own a serpentarium. And I said, that's cool. And I guess,
I did say that on the.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Here we are. Very cool.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
That's a
all right,
great
now,
story.
with this wedding lizard, like, what was it, like the ring bearer?
it was.
Yeah.
it was.
What kind was it?
Yes, yes.
It was a
More.
Savannah monitor.
Savannah. Ooh.
Yeah, old Spud.
Nice. I had one when I was younger. They're fun.
I don't think the family understood whether to run. Like, half of them weren't shocked, but half of them were.
But yeah, we basically like put like a cat harness on his back and put some Velcro on there, and then Velcroed the ring to the back, and then I had my cousin reel a rodent on a fishing line. I kid you not.
Did it just blow down the freaking aisle?
So the lizard's like running, chasing the rat with the ring on his back. And
meanwhile, the family's like, "What the fuck?"
Oh yeah, and, like, we got a crowd of
Real.
100 people.
Yeah,
Like,
what are they doing?
Oh, God.
oh yeah, this is like we were just eating this up.
Do you have
like,
this on video?
No.
No. I mean, I was like, there was so much going on. Like, there wasn't enough time.
All right, think about this, Chris. The family was probably sitting there, not like kind of in shock and all that this was even happening at a wedding. To actually think about, maybe we should pull this out and videotape
Hold on.
this.
Let's back this up a minute. How does your family feel about the reptiles?
Oh, my family doesn't. Well, I don't know. My mom doesn't care. My dad does
Can you
not.
imagine a room full of a whole bunch of people just sitting there going, "What the fuck would these do?"
They're all very southern.
Yeah, there's a lot of superstition in the South, you know.
What the hell?
People are fond of snakes.
Oh my god!
I love it.
What a great story.
Part of me part of me has this vision of some guy sitting up front, like looking like Sorrentino, with a fishing pole, casting out this rat.
Almost got
Watch out, Grandma! Watch out, Grandma!
It was brilliant. My cousin did not reel fast enough, so
Did you get hold of it?
unfortunately, the lizard caught the rodent about halfway
Dragging him down.
to his destination. So then, like, my best man, like my homie, who also loves, you know, reptiles and lizards and stuff, he just runs up and like grabs the lizard, and so now he's like co-ring bear. He just walks up with it.
This guy's wedding must be the talk around a lot of Thanksgiving dinners. Holy shit!
Did you at least have some like 80s rock playing?
We're definitely a little bit more dysfunctional than most.
Remember
Well, at
when
least the
we-
rodent wasn't alive. That would have been dysfunctional.
It's true.
These sons of bitches had Godzilla at the freaking wedding. Oh, that's
Yeah, we had
awesome.
Spud, we had a Tegu,
That-
and we had
okay.
the Doomerals. We had those
Oh.
three.
That's awesome. I love it.
And then we brought everybody back, and they got to look at all this stuff.
Yeah, it was like the after party at the zoo. It was so weird, but you know.
Freaking
That's cool.
That's actually pretty bad.
Did you charge them $8?
Son and Tino would have.
Oh, you know it.
I
Consider it a wedding gift.
buy one, pay for two.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Cash App, Apple Pay.
I take all.
the South, Chris, not the freaking East Coast, where everybody's ripping everybody off.
Oh, God, that. Or, I'm not gonna lie, that is freaking epic. Like I thought my wedding was epic. That totally blows mine out of the freaking water.
I feel like I'm failing. Like that's like such great ideas.
Your wedding
Jealous
was
I didn't have reptiles.
nerdy. You nerd.
What's wrong with nerdy, dude? What is wrong with nerdy? What
Star
what is
Wars
wrong-
wedding.
It was badass, man. You're just jealous.
Well, I guess.
I don't know. His sounds way better.
Well, that's what I just said. I thought mine was good, but obviously, just like most of my life, I don't quite measure up.
That's Sorrentino's line about measuring up, man. Paul, with all the species you have now and with your expansion coming, what
Wish I had
what
that tortoise neck.
do you think? Yeah, right. Do you think? What number do you think? What's the goal? What's it look like? Like as far as like, okay, I'm content with this many species to work with. You have a goal, or are you just kind of like, well, I got 40 now. I like number 40, but it could be replaced by this one, and like swap things out.
You have 40 species right now?
No, that's not what I got. I'm just kind of threw that number out there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like for you, like do you have a limit, or you just kind of like give and take, or do you just keep building on?
So, I mean, I have a list of things that I still plan on acquiring with the new building. I intentionally built out some space for a couple key species that I really want. You know, I am getting a crocodile monitor because, you know, I have to have one for my zoo. Every
For
zoo.
sure.
Yeah.
Are you going to start off with like a captive hatched or born and then raise it, or?
I wish, you know, I actually have one on the line already. It's going to be like a donation crocodile monitor, which is horrible temperament, which I don't really care because I have a lot of animals that are horrible temperament. So I guess I'm just going to have to work with it and see if I can tame it down.
To what extent? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like
but
a
I feel
great
like-
way to lose a finger or two. You know.
Yeah, don't give it a shot.
Well, you saw what happened to Crutchfield, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my
Okay.
God. He got
All right.
filleted by that thing.
Wait, next time we
There you
talk,
go.
I want to see all your fingers when I come down and visit you. So,
Hey, guys.
hey,
What about so do you do Gila monsters?
I do, yeah. I have a
Nice.
big female.
Nice. They're cool.
Male, if anybody knows where to find one. They're very
a
cool.
male Gila.
Yeah.
There was a guy behind me at the last Hamburg that had literally I don't know if they were Gilas or
Beateds.
Beateds. I'm not sure which one they were, but he had a lot of them. So I'll definitely keep my eyes open.
How do you tell
But,
not to sound too, but how do you tell the difference between them
Color.
just by looking at them? Because they look so
Color.
they look cool.
Tail
Color.
length.
Tail
their
length?
tails are long and skinny
Okay.
too.
Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, their colors are definitely pretty different. I mean, I've seen some Gilas that were on the dark side, like I guess like reduced pink, more orange. But yeah, the beadeds are either like all black or black and brown or some
brown,
like black
yeah.
and yellow. I think there's like
Okay.
5 species of beaded and 2. There's like a subspecies of Gila monster.
Oh wow, no kidding.
Yeah, there's the reticulated Gila monster, and then there's the other one. I can't remember what it is.
Interesting, no kidding.
But yeah, there is a subspecies of the Gila. So.
Mhm.
So, of all the species that you're keeping now, what's the one that every time you walk past the cage, you're like, yeah, that's,
Like my favorite?
yeah. What's the one that you're most proud of? I
Just
guess.
say you had to shut the store down. This one's staying no matter what. Everything has to go. Blah blah blah. What's staying?
That is literally like the hardest.
Well,
I'll give
you could keep a trio.
Out of 3 different species, and that's it.
Well, for me, that's really hard because I have like all my favorite snakes and all my favorite lizards. So, or I mean, most of all my favorite, aside from like the croc monitor. But I would have to say that I'd have to take 3 snakes and 3 lizards. I couldn't just take 3. It would be too difficult to decide. But
Just snakes. We're mostly snake people.
okay, snakes. All right. So the banded snouted cobra is ridiculously cool. He's so chill. Like he is like the chillest, most laid back cobra. I mean, he was owned by like a free handler, which I do not do. Okay, I'm a very responsible, hook handling person. So
Nice.
I don't do it the crazy way, the irresponsible way.
It freaks me out when I see people doing that because almost every video I've watched, people doing it, someone gets bit.
It only takes once, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not about that. I'm all about safety, education. Let's do things right. Let's keep this hobby alive. Let's make this hobby attractive. Let's not make this hobby toxic and shit. Let's
Do it for the kids, man.
do it for the kids.
You gotta keep yourself alive too.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep us alive.
Yeah.
Do it for self-preservation.
Yeah, exactly.
John's like, fuck the kids. I need my life.
Yeah, right.
Can always have more kids. Pow, pow, pow.
I know, right? We're happy. Come on, Jeremy. You're up, man.
Yeah, I know. Chris got like 16
Mine's due in
kids.
August. When's yours coming?
Kids be like,
Mine's not coming, dude. Mine is
Come on,
not
buddy.
coming.
kids
Come on.
I told you, I
Jeremy's playing hard to
rolled
get.
down the hill and broke my leg.
I got to talk to Kara.
You can talk to her all you want
Give
to.
her a couple tequilas, couple margaritas.
Get them drunk, dress up like Princess Leia.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
Or
All right, you got to just hush your mouth.
Come in
sir.
with a Chewbacca.
Kara breaks out the old bikini. They're done.
Chris, here's Chewbacca again.
Sorry,
Like
Paul.
Sounds like Grover or whatever the hell it
Yes,
is. From
pee-pee. Oh, yes, pee-pee. There it is. Oh, hard it is. Oh, yeah, it's going to be hard.
Wanting him to meet Chris, man. Freaking Greg.
Don't be
That didn't sound like Chewbacca.
There you go. I put a little liquid back
Oh my god.
there.
Paul, what are you doing June 21st?
I can tell you where he's not going to want to come June 21st.
Oh, God.
I'll give
Where do I
you
not need to be?
It is the Northeast Warfels Breeders Conference get together.
We're getting fancy now. We had a conference
Whoa,
too.
whoa.
Yeah, we're getting fancy. We're inviting everybody from
I
across
feel
the
like I'm
country,
going
man.
to college.
Well, everybody's always welcome, but damn, we had a conference to it now.
We're going to discuss good things at your barbecue, man. Bring the community together.
Yes,
Dude,
I'm ready. Yes.
You guys in PA?
Yeah.
Who's from PA? Yeah, I know. Jeremy is. Who else?
Yep.
All of us.
We're all
all
PA.
yeah, we're all within like an hour of each other.
Greg's
Well,
not cool.
My wife's family is from St. Mary's, Pennsylvania. Up there by the Allegheny National Forest.
Okay. All right. Yeah, come visit family. Jeremy's out near Lancaster.
Okay, yeah. Elk County.
I'm 20 minutes from Philly.
Okay, nice.
Chris is like 10 minutes from Philly.
Which explains
Philly.
a whole lot now.
Well, I've heard
we keep going north. I'm about an hour north.
Yeah, John, yo.
You're a John.
John and the John.
It gets a little more classy the farther away you get.
Yeah.
Not much. Not much.
Farther away you get from Philly, a little more class.
And in all honesty, Paul, if you want to come to June 21st is the cookout, and that also for anybody that wants, to make the pilgrimage.
Yep.
I know there is some people that make some hellaciously long trips. I still think y'all are freaking crazy for making these long ass trips for a barbecue, but I am thankful, and it's awesome that so many of you do these long trips to come out and hang out for the day, and it is awesome. I know I always do try. Last year I was like, we're not doing snake room tours or anything. This year I think I kind of have to because I think everybody wants to see like the expansion. And
$8 a person, bub.
You put in too much
Yeah.
We learned it tonight.
That's the
They'll pay
lucky
you
number
$8
right there.
Yeah. That's a solid
today's
number.
Economy, what's $8, right? Shit.
Yep.
This is true.
Look, Jeremy, just put Hadley at the door with a hat upside down in her hand, and she's just holding it out as you walk in the door.
I'll take care of that, Jeremy. You just show everybody around. I'll take care of the money, buddy.
That's
Their money
heat
here.
fucks, man. They got to turn around and go up the steps. Like, nah, I'm going back at my free bear.
I don't know, man. I think I trust Chris with the money more than I would Hadley. I see what she's been doing with her leprechaun gold here after the leprechaun visited. I don't want her handling the money.
Don't trust me.
And this season, I got a show on the 22nd, so I can't get too tore up, man. I got a show the next day.
You know you're
What?
Irish when you talk about some freaking leprechaun gold. Money on
Leprechaun.
Leprechaun Day?
What?
You said you know you're Irish when you get some money on Leprechaun Day. What the fuck is
Dude.
leprechaun gold?
Hadley has been on this obsession. Like, I don't know what her obsession is with leprechauns. She built this whole trap and everything for the leprechauns. And then Ben did this whole thing, and the leprechauns sprung the trap, spilled his gold all over the place. The Lucky Charms are all over the floor. It was something. I'll tell you that much. It was something.
Hey, you only see it once, buddy. You'll never relive that moment again for the most part. Maybe with your other kid, but it's
This is true.
what you learn as you get older, man.
I also learned that she's stingy as hell with her gold until she lets Hudson get a hold of it, and then it's just all over the freaking floor.
Irish greed.
We had friends over tonight, and our friends have two kids, and the one little boy, he's close to Hadley's age. He's like a year younger, I think. And he asked Hadley if he could have a piece of gold. Now, mind you, Hadley's holding this little sack, and it's filled, like it is packed full of this gold. And she told him, "No, I only have one." I was like, "You." And then the little kid started crying. I'm just like, "Oh my god!" Hadley's like, "Give him a freaking piece of gold."
Oh man, train her young.
How did we get here?
I don't know. It's just like anything, John. How do we get anywhere?
How did we get here?
She sold him Tina though.
I got one more question for Paul. One more serious question. Does anybody else have anything?
I'm sure I could come up with something, but run.
All right.
Go.
So you said you guys still do rescues, correct?
Yeah.
So now, tell me how you manage that thin line of bringing in a mysterious animal that could have, you name it, and keep that and the biosecurity and all that. What's your day-to-day in a situation like that? How do you handle that?
That's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, over the years, like I've developed a lot of, really strict protocol because I have, dealt with a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, for this amount of time, you encounter, parasites, you encounter mites, you encounter, all sorts of stuff. So I do have a lot of strict protocol for my existing animals to avoid cross contamination. And then all right. So I'll tell you what I do. It's very basic, but it works so well. So first, I evaluate the animal before it comes. If I can. Now there was one situation where I took in 27 snakes that were abandoned in a house, and that was really unfortunate. That's where the Red Bulls actually came from. So I got my Red Bulls in an abandoned house.
That was a fucking come up there.
Damn. Come up.
Yeah, that was. They were months without food and water. So it was
sweet. So they're gonna be cheap. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just playing. Sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
Now I know my bargaining spiel.
I mean, being that I'm a store and I am like a museum. That's how I brand myself. I do get a lot of calls like that, and a lot of animal control personnel. Those people don't really deal with snakes and reptiles and exotics. So, I mean, they do refer a lot of stuff to me in the area.
Nice.
So, I mean, there are certain things I don't take. I do not take bearded dragons. Okay. Bearded dragons have way too many diseases. It's like staggering amount, like 70-80% of the population had something like.
Really?
Oh, yes.
No kidding.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, this is all scientific, studies and testing, and the bearded dragon population is full of horrible diseases.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, are these diseases? And maybe you don't know fully, but are all those diseases more just amongst that species, or are they transferable?
Some of them are like a lot of them are like so there's like a gamete specific disease that mainly affects gametes, right? So I have a lot of Uromastyx here. So for that reason alone, I don't bring in any bearded dragons that could potentially cross contaminate to my Uromastyx.
They're cool. They're so
they
cool.
Also, bearded dragons, unfortunately, there's like a fungal disease, like a yellow fungus that affects them, and some different bacterial diseases like coccidia and
I've heard of that.
all the ones that are probably more common in the reptile community, and then like the Agamettina virus, and there's several. I mean, I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but there's enough that I do not take the risk. So bearded dragons are off the list, but I do take in a lot of geckos because geckos are easier. They're easier to maintain. They are easier to quarantine. And then with snakes, same thing. I have a quarantine area, quarantine rack. I have depending on the snake, I will actually sit like a basin, like say a tub, in a pan of water that has like an anti-mite treatment in the water. So basically like the tub that they're in sits in a pan of water that has mite treatment. So anything that potentially could leave the animal's tub will hit a moat of water that has treatment in it. So it's like, it is a foolproof way to eliminate mites. But if you don't have that pan of water with like some type of solution in it, even if it's just Dawn dish detergent, I mean, honestly, that's enough to kill a mite and stop it. But yeah, if you have like say a quarantine rack or a quarantine tubs, and if you're having like a mite situation, that is a brilliant way to eliminate mites and the spreads of mites. But then, I mean, we use like a very specific treatment for mites. Like I do like a Dawn scrub first, followed by a Dawn soak. And then we do the reptile relief. Like I find that the prevenamite and stuff is garbage. I will say that over and over and over again. I have watched mites crawl right through prevenamite. All right, that stuff is a joke. But yeah, that stuff I've definitely tried it and I have debunked it. I do not use it anymore. But I have been, so like I said, I've obviously, I feel like if you're in it long enough, you're going to experience it. And the protocols that you develop, they're going to be hopefully efficient enough to eliminate, the pest once discovered, right? So that's the whole goal. And now I just preventatively spray animals as well with the reptile relief. So I find that the reptile relief, it is like an oil-based, it has the lanolin oil or whatever in it. But it's like, it kills mites very well. I heavily spray the animals that are affected with it, and I do that. I repeat it like once a week. Replace bedding once a week. Repeat till it's gone. I mean, that's like foolproof way, easy on the animal. Never lost an animal from it. Always have 100% success rate, and never have recurrence. So.
When you would do that bath with the moat around, how long would you typically let the animal? So would you be soaking it in a tub within surrounded water and treatment, or would you just have it?
This is after the treatment. So then they would go, like, that would be their quarantine bin. Their quarantine bin would sit in the moat. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I've had 6, 8, 10 moats at a time. You could stack the animals too in a moat.
Right.
Stackable. It just depends like how intricate you want to go with it. Or you could put a rack on a moat. If you have your quarantine rack, and you could even be intricate about it, put a drain on it.
Yeah.
And then whenever you're not using it, just drain it and clean it and start over. I mean, but that way it is a bulletproof way. I guarantee that.
Charlie. Dirty Jersey. Nice.
So that's an interesting way of doing it. I never would have thought of that.
REI Labs also. I know Greg uses them. I mean, I'm sure others use it. I mean, those are, what is it, RAL Labs?
RAL.
RAL.
Mm-hmm. RAL, yeah, I'm sorry. RAL Labs. If I have something new that comes in, that's an easy way to send them a swab, send them a fecal, especially on wild caught stuff, obviously canicures, fenbenzanol for deworming, flagell for yeah, I mean, I've gone through like the gamut of a lot of different, all this stuff. I've tried it all, and I've definitely say that some of it does work and some of it doesn't. So the practices that I use now are the tried and true practices.
Nice. Cool.
And a lot of chlorhexidine for cleaning.
A lot of chlorhexidine, man, for sure. Yeah. I go through so much with my rodents. It's crazy. You still get flagell? Maybe in Europe.
Flagell.
Yeah, I mean that's an antibiotic. Those are tough. The injectables are tough. They could burn the animal too. I've seen a lot of flagell burns, especially in pythons. If you get like respiratory infections and then you try and hit them with some flagell. Sometimes the flagell stalls in the system. The circulatory system doesn't pick it up, and it actually can like eat a hole in the animal. So
same thing. Same thing with Baytril. Yeah, Baytril is pretty potent too.
Yeah. Big old lump on them, look like a big old tumor.
Yeah. Can they process it early? Like, can you gut load a rat with the flagell?
Yes, I'm pretty sure you can do the flagell, and I know you can do the Baytril in a rat. You double the dose. So, like, if you intravenously inject Baytril, let's say 0.8, you would give 1.6 in the rodent if they ingested it. You can treat that way if the animal's eaten.
I haven't seen flagell in a couple of years now, Scotty. It's not as easy to get a hold of as it used to be.
And none of that is. You can't even get hold of the spray flea and tick stuff. So you got to get all from Europe.
Dang, that's crazy.
The best mite treatment I found that they discontinued was that Frontline.
Right. But did you hear the new thing now with the Frontline? They've been testing the Expert and the Idiot podcast with Adam Sahi. They've been so you know how the dogs can eat the pill and it kills all the fleas for like 90 days on them. You in prescribed certain doses we can do that to our reptiles. They just have to like figure out the dose. So if you have a badly infected animal or collection, you can literally give your whole collection a meal with 0.5 milligram dosage of the pill, and it'll eradicate for like 90 days.
I don't bring many animals in anymore, but man, when we did,
so simple.
That Frontline was freaking amazing. It was a miracle.
Mm-hmm. We had a discussion about that with our vet, Dr. Silverstone, and he was extremely helpful with that. He said, listen, he said, it's viable. He said, I know the guys who did the research on it. He said, it's good research. It's solid. The results are solid. He said, my only concern with it is the way that it's given in those chewable tablets. With all the meat flavoring and shit that's added to it, it's just not healthy for the snakes. Mm-hmm. He said, I would prefer to try to find a source or a
refiner.
Well, I'd like to find a laboratory that would mix it with just that in some type of soluble solution to give it to the snakes that way. And the last time we spoke to him, he was trying to find a laboratory that he could get that from. And we kind of dropped the ball. We kind of need to reach out to him again and see where he is on that. And if I get some information from him, I'll be sure to share it with everybody, because I read that study front to back, and the results were absolutely phenomenal.
I would love to invest in something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I want to get a microscope.
As
I
long as
want
you
to
can
look at some
fun.
poo under a microscope.
as long as you can find things from permethrin, even freaking rape.
And we're back to poo again already.
Yo, I have that shit. I have raw permethrin. It's brutal, man. You got to be careful with that shit.
You got to really water that shit down.
You'll kill your snakes with that. You'll kill your colubrids
God.
and boas with that, man.
That's what even preventing mites made with. They drop a couple drops of permethrin in it and then sell it in a spray and charge $20 a can or whatever.
Make my own napalm.
Yeah, permethrin,
Haven't had to in a while.
That's what killing the mites, like, and all this shit. The front line, the raid, and all the lice shit.
Yep.
But that is the main ingredient, even in like a preventive mite.
So I'm telling you though, like that reptile relief stuff, it works. It does work the best, but you have to apply it heavily. Like it's not something that you just spray. Like you got to animal down. It has to coat all the scale. It has to soak into the belly scale where the mites are really feasting.
Right.
It's like an oil, right?
It's an oil, yeah. So like if it gets up into those scales, like into the belly scales, that's where the treatment really works.
What you're doing is locking them mites in to kill them with the oil.
Drown.
It drowns. I mean,
that, and they can't hold on. They lose. They can't grip.
So I mean, I stand strong to that stuff, man. Like I keep a gallon at hand, at all times. If I have to, do a big spray of the whole collection, I mean, that stuff it's cheap enough and it's gentle on the animals and it has a really high effect. So
is it concentrate? You use it concentrate or you gotta dilute it?
I just take it straight out of the jug, pour it into the sprayer, and
go.
Yeah. Years ago, guys were using baby oil. They were coating them out and then putting them permethrin into the cage. They could throw.
Did you say baby oil?
Yeah, because it would basically just
drown them
out.
Did he?
So, yeah. That's years
That's
ago. I
wild.
haven't seen anybody doing a baby oil for a while, but it's kind of the same premise. Like,
Chris does. Chris uses it.
I'm sure he does.
I've heard of people using olive oil and having good results with
olive
it too.
oil.
Yeah, olive oil. I've heard that too. So have you ever had anybody bring any external parasites in?
I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, like I've had, moments where my collection was, definitely, super clean. Nothing had been brought in for a very long period of time. And then boom, you got mites somewhere. So, I mean, I'm sure a customer, someone with unsanitary collection, like come in, drop some mites find a host. It could take months. One female mite can find its way to a host.
3-4 months later.
Yeah. Need that ditty oil.
Yeah, it could be so frustrating.
Here's a question.
I'll tell you, it was about 2 years ago. My Cantil Viper, which is on the lower level here in this display room, he came down with mites, and I was like, oh great, treating a venomous snake with mites is always
dangerous to treat.
So, but
that's when mites become dangerous to you.
Oh hell yeah!
Right, that's what
talk about hot potato. Fuck that.
Oh god, yeah. So that's where just like soaking and spraying. I mean, that's all you can do.
Oh, yeah, no hair at all.
Got mites, and then you want to go in there and handle it too? Fuck that.
You talk about all these
hard pass.
You have any ball pythons?
I have a couple. Yeah, I have 2 normals. Yeah,
they're in the freezer.
Yes, the classics.
Classics. Oh yeah. I mean, I just use them for like education.
Sure.
What's wrong, John?
My rat.
It was just funny. It was funny because he says, "Yeah, I got 2 normals," and you're just like, "What the fuck?"
Also, I'm sitting there just like, I got any ball players? My cat's like, cool, on the top of the rack, shit's falling off the top. I'm like, I don't know what the hell that was even about. I've had her like 7 or 8 years or whatever she is. She's never done that. That was weird.
I do respect the ball python in the hobby. It is it gets a lot of people into the hobby, which I think is essential.
Gateway snake.
It is the gateway drug.
Great.
Oh,
It's a great
dude,
way to
try the
start.
ball python. It'll get you good.
Here, try it.
So,
And what about carpets? Do you have any carpet? Everybody needs a carpet.
Nobody likes
God,
carpet.
carpet muncher.
I love carpets. I've had some, in the past. I've had some couple Irians. I've had some jungles, some coastal jungles. But unfortunately, like I have pretty much sold over the year. I sold all of them. So.
Oh,
Do you have any jungles currently?
Do you have any other Australian?
I had a beautiful jungle, coastal jungle. He was, just the brightest yellow, beautiful black.
So he was a mix. He was a coastal / jungle, or he wasn't a pure?
Yeah, he was a coastal jungle. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he was. That's how I purchased him anyway.
So when your new room opens up, if you have room, I would love to donate a jungle carpet to you if you want one.
Okay.
A baby.
Awesome. Yeah,
I don't care what Jeremy has to say, but we'll figure it out.
Do you have any
For
other
$500.
Any other Australian?
No, it's a donation.
Any other
I want to do
Australian?
like a really cool like Morelia display in the new building. I would like to do green trees and carpets.
You gotta have that eye candy, I feel like, man, for the public.
Yeah.
They see that bright, big, black and yellow animal, and they're just like, "Wah!"
I mean, I'd love to just like cohab them, honestly. I think it'd be so cool to have a couple carpets and a couple tree pythons in the same enclosure.
Sure.
You have a really big, like an 8 foot by 8 foot, like a big, mega tall.
I did that. I had like a 6 foot tall, and I had my female jungle carpet in and 2 male green trees, and they didn't bother each other. It was tough feeding them, but they co-mingled.
Yeah.
Yep, it can be done. It can be done.
What about Bolins?
Oh yeah, that's definitely every zoo fanatic would love to have a bowl.
Dude, I would love to have them.
Any
Yeah,
glasshead pythons, scrub pythons, womas, anything like that?
Diamond.
Yeah, I like I've had maclots in the past. I'd love
They're
to get
fun.
an olive in the future. I do
Scotty.
like the large, like the long, like Indo pythons and the Australian pythons. Like I do really like those. So I think it'd be really cool to have like a really big arboreal display with like a huge 15-foot carpet, or not a carpet, a
Scrub.
a big scrub.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, fuck.
So I mean, I
Big
think
You
Barn.
got to donate a scrub too, Chris.
I got him. Give me another
like,
year.
imagine
So.
like for a feeding show, like a 15-foot scrub python launching out of the cage, grabbing like a jumbo rat or whatever.
Yeah, it's only going to be about this big around, but it's going to eat something like that. For sure.
So
That's
that's
awesome.
kind of the direction I'm going. I'm just forever evolving into the bigger, more dangerous, and uncommon.
Exciting.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah. Like, the wife is around, dude. Not dangerous, exciting.
Oh, dude, she loves all the stuff that I love. So when I
That's
say
cool.
I want this, she says awesome.
I have one of those. They're dangerous. They're hey, I
They're-
want okay.
I like that. That's cool.
That's how you go from 1 to 200 snakes inside of a year. Okay, that's how I know.
It's a real problem.
It's a blessing.
It's a reptile
It's a blessing.
It's a plus. It is.
Hallelujah.
I mean, honestly, I love it so much. I feel like it's very fulfilling working with the animals.
Oh,
So,
sure. Oh, yeah. Accomplishing a new species, figuring it out, watching new behaviors. It's awesome. It's wild. Learning a new species. That's the whole point of it.
it's fun. Yeah. I love getting into something new. I always have the highest respect for every single animal that I have, but I'm always thirsty for something new.
For sure.
So that's the one thing I think why I love the carpets so much. They're so interactive. Each one of them so different from the other. Like they all have their own personality, their own little, because personality is the best way to put it. I mean, it just
for sure.
each one's so different from the other.
They're so different from any other species too. They're just they move differently. They read differently.
How's their poo?
Let's get to the real question here. How did their poo smell like?
They are very efficient, so it's really not bad at all.
They are very efficient.
The balls are much worse.
They're pretty nasty too. Not gonna lie, I think all the tree pythons are pretty nasty with their poos. Personally, they have massive urates. Like
they're always drinking.
Always drinking. Yeah, they drink so much.
Yep.
It's funny, like whenever I change the waters, Kara doesn't believe me. Whenever I change the waters, they come right out instantly. That's the first, like, right once they know that water's been changed, poof, they're coming to it and they're just drinking.
They know.
Yeah, they know. I tried to take care of that. She goes, "Oh, you're full of it."
Developed like one of those large corner water bowls that had like a little filtration system in it that would constantly keep the water moving.
Oh yeah,
animals would greatly benefit from that.
Being that I have a lot of tropicals here, I do a lot of hand spraying. So like, even with my tree python and back when I had the carpets, I would do a lot of direct spraying with them, and I'd let the water puddle up, as they're all coiled up on the branch, let the water puddle up in between like their grooves, and then they will just go up and start drinking off of themselves, just like it's naturalistic rainfall or whatever. And it's a really cool behavior to witness. I have a lot of animals that express that kind of behavior. So a lot of your arboreal, tree dwelling stuff is going to drink from moving water, drink from water on their body. So a lot of our frilled dragon, I mean, I have to spray her directly on her mouth. She only drinks from a water fountain. She will not drink from a water bowl ever. So I mean, there's a lot of examples of that.
Yeah, my prevalent milk snake, as derpy and dopey as they are, I spray him and he's all like just trying to like drink off of rocks, drink off of everything. It's just a wild behavior. It's nuts. It's cool.
That is cool. That's interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's just, I think it's cool. Like, I love expressing the natural behaviors in every animal. Every animal has its own little niche, its own little unique behaviors that make it thrive in the wild, right? So I like to kind of like express that, visualize it myself. Like, I want to see all that behavior in action.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Speaking of in action,
oh boy,
we have some breaking new that has come to my attention.
Sorrentino footage, I bet.
We need to show off. I'm quite frankly, I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked. Mr. Sorrentino has been caught red-handed again, doing some things out in the wild.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yes.
Oh boy. So at least he had pasties. At least he had pasties on.
Yeah, covering my chest wieners.
That one sounds ugly.
And that's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
That fucking head on that thing.
That thing is thick.
That's great.
That looks like Sammy, my sulcata. What are you doing to my sulcata? Get your hands off of Sammy. It's a boy, not a girl.
Getting rat money.
Looks like he's been working in an auto shop.
Yeah, fucking sleeves.
Thank you, Scotty. Thank you, Scotty. I put in a request.
Fuck you, Scotty.
I see our group chat's gonna have Scott in it tomorrow, apparently. Sorrentino's gonna be off all night. I'm like,
what is
chopping
that?
and cutting and basting.
Yeah, that is Jawa, the coolest cat in the world.
I'm like, what is this thing?
Oh yeah, my little baby steel owl cat.
Fucking Ewok.
He lost his ears.
So I will just say that I want to end it tonight with the highlight of my career. I was fortunate enough to have Brian Barczyk come to my facility.
Oh shit!
And he did like a 30-minute video that's on YouTube.
Nice.
Does this trick you? And yeah, he was a really awesome guy. I met him a year before he passed away, and he was visiting Mr. Beast, who was in Greenville, North Carolina. And Mr. Beast had so I really don't even deserve a spotlight, but I got one. Okay, so this is what happened. Mr. Beast was sick with COVID, and Brian had a couple of days to kill. And one of his crew members found my place 2 hours away. And so he calls me up on the phone. And he's like, Paul, this is Brian. I want to come video your place. And I'm like, Brian who? Barcheck? And he's like, yeah, you know who I am? And I'm like, I know who you are. I'm like, dude, who doesn't know who you are? Like, Jesus.
And at that moment, you shit yourself.
I pretty much shit myself. Yeah, it was one of those moments.
What's up, Riley?
My heart came right out of my chest. So.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That's cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
I met him in White Plains in 2014.
Me too, bro. Same year, 14 or 15.
Yeah, somewhere up in White Plains. I got the picture sitting right over my wall. I'm looking at it.
Yep.
That's cool. Good stuff.
That's pretty awesome, dude. I apologize for the screen flipping. When I clicked on Riley's chat there, it flips the screen for whatever freaking reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My screen, I was in the big screen the whole time, so I could barely see the snakes and shit.
Yeah, I see John.
See,
there it did it again.
Now he's big. Now I'm big.
There we go. Now he's big.
It's reversed on mine. Like I said, he was this big a minute ago.
Wonder why it's reversed. Like maybe that's why. I don't know.
Yeah, mine's reversed. Like, I'm in a big screen. I'm like, I'm tired of looking at my face.
Well, maybe we need to clarify something here. Is Paul on the big screen for everybody else, or have we been doing this really wrong all this time?
Yeah, he is for me.
I'm one reversed, of course, because I'm Batman. What can I say?
You're Superman.
I'm on the Bat channel. Hit me up on the Bat phone. I can do this all night.
All right.
How close are you guys to opening up on the new building? When do you foresee your grand opening date for that?
May 3rd, my daughter's birthday.
Woo!
I was waiting for you to
May
say
the 4th. Yeah, say nerd.
Are you planning on doing a little bit of a ceremony there for that, or how are you going to go with that?
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to do a light opening. I don't know if I'm going to do a big.
You going to tie a rodent to a fishing rod?
Sorrentino will be the fisher.
I can tell you guys that I have put my heart and soul into this place. I did it 100% on budget. I did all my electrical. I installed a 400 amp service into the building all by myself, which was I don't even know how.
That's going to catch fire. Okay.
I watched a lot of videos.
Make sure you pay your insurance.
Pay your insurance.
Oh no, it all passed inspection. And these numbers are insane.
No, I'm an electrician. That's why I'm messing with you.
That's wild.
Oh yeah.
I'll bring them down and we'll look at it.
It's pretty. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty sexy. I did a very nice panel.
Nice.
I took my time with it, but yeah, I did a lot in this building. I got really involved in it from start to finish. I mean, I designed the entire thing. I did architectural plans for it. I mean, it all had to get approved by my county, so it had to meet a lot of strict specifications and UDO requirements. So basically, like, I have intimately built this thing, and I cannot wait to finish it and use it because it is killing me.
Nice. May 3rd. That's the date?
Yep. May 3rd.
All right.
Nice.
Sweet.
May
Road
3rd
trip,
for the
guys.
light opening, and then I plan on doing like a grand opening sometime in the summer. Because, I mean, like, the light opening, I'll just be, like, getting stuff moved over. All my big exhibits will still need to be, like, fully furnished, So I have, like, all these empty shells to work with. And I plan on doing, like, big rock features, maybe, like, one waterfall in the Cayman exhibit. So, I mean, I got a lot of work to do after I open, But the main thing is just to get open, get everything moved over, and free up some space.
We're talking about a gift shop. Are you going to do a pet store basically and a gift shop, or are you just basically going to be like a gift shop kind of thing? You're going to do tanks and hides and different species of stuff to sell and.
Yeah, so I'm really trying to diversify as much as possible in the pet store and cover all possible items that would be potentially purchased. So anything from reptile accessories to stuffies and T-shirts and hats, and I mean, you name it. Like, I'm planning on having it all. So I mean, like, there are products that I really, really love to use, and I would love to feature those products and promote those products. So I feel like our store is going to be a very specific store. It's kind of like, it's not like a store you go to and half of it's junk. You'll come in, everything is very specific and works well. That's kind of the goal. From lighting to caging to bedding.
Sounds like a great location though too, because you can even have like the OBX reptile experience, like out there, like all that kind of stuff out there, all the tourists.
Yeah, the tourists, man, it's a big thing. So
you can you can target local crowd, tourist crowd, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. A lot of local crowd. We have a growing local area, and there's a lot of little towns that are just right outside of us. So we do a pretty good job of promoting the business and getting our locals through the door. And we offer a nice discount in the wintertime to get people through the door as well. But ultimately, like, summertime is where it's like prime time. I have programs almost daily, and the store's open daily, and it's flowing and going. And I mean, it is a crazy fast-paced machine in the summertime. But this time of year, it's typically more relaxed. I mean, I am really busy right now building the building, finishing that. So, I mean, got a lot of balls in the air right now, but getting it done.
Sweet. Good deal.
Yeah, the gift shop, though, I know will be a game changer. I've been visualizing that, wanting that for a long time. And our customers, like, they're like, you need more stuff in the gift shop. I'm like, okay, you want to spend more money? Okay, great, let's do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, you're there in T-shirt alley, man. Everybody who goes to Nag's Head and the Outer Banks.
Oh yeah,
you're buying T-shirts.
There it is.
Tumblr game's huge right now. All that cool stuff.
Yeah.
Every time there's like a dinosaur movie or Jurassic Park makes a new sequel, it's like, boom, we get tons of people through the door.
You're gonna have a busy year because the new Jurassic World drops this year, if I remember correctly.
Is it? Oh, fantastic!
Bring it.
I found someone who's making these recently with a really good price. If you want, I'll give you her info.
Yeah, those are sick. Yeah,
really nice cups. I mean, she does anything you want on them. No extra charge for setup or anything like that.
I mean, that's all like niche products. That kind of stuff is
all counterfillers.
Yeah.
We also sell that kind of stuff. All the cups, bows, you name it, we have it all.
Yeah, I mean, it's important, right? I mean, with a business, you have to capitalize on all aspects of it. So, and then people that come through our door, they're typically reptile lovers. It's either like people like us, or it's parents bringing their kids in. It's one or the other. So, you get that guy that loves reptiles, and he comes to the door and he sees the reptile mug that he has to have. I mean, it's like, probably gonna get it.
Nah, it's cool. It's really.
I'm coming through the door. I'm seeing the yellow-tailed Crebo. I gotta have.
Yeah, I'm really hoping to have some this year.
Me too.
Yes, you jealous person, or selfish person. That's what I was saying. Selfish. Only thinking about yourself. Oh man!
I set up some baby garter snakes to feed to them. That's cool.
Does anybody have anything else that they want to talk about? It is about 10:30. If not, we'll wrap this one up tonight.
I covered all my topics and questions I wrote down.
I'm good.
Greg, you got anything else, brother?
I think you guys pretty much wrapped it up, man. Paul, is there anything else that you want to share?
Man, I think we definitely deep dived on it. I think we're good.
Agreed.
Give us a quick recap of like where we can find you, like what social medias, your address, what's the best way to find the lizard house, all that.
Your bank account.
Yeah. I've got
Social security, driver ID.
the Facebook, the Instagram. It's all
Fox
right.
and Creeps.
OBX Lizard Land. It's all pretty straightforward, but yeah, you can easily find us on Facebook, Instagram, website, and then our physical location is in Currituck County on Highway 158. So we are on one of the main highways going into the tourist town of. So yeah, pretty easy to find physically and online. So
You said going into Duck? Is that what you said?
yeah, I mean, like once you cross the bridge, you're in like Kitty Hawk.
And
then, then you either go left or right. You go right to like Nag's Head and
Right.
Hatteras and all that, or you go left to like Duck and Corolla.
And you're left.
I'm before all that actually.
Yeah, he's
I'm
on the
before
highway
you cross-
before you make the turn to go toward Nag's Head and
Okay.
Kitty Hawk and all that.
Yeah, like before you cross the bridge to the island, I'm on what we call the mainland. So yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Honestly, Chris, if you don't have it on GPS, you'll drive right by it. It's
Yeah.
easy.
It's
where it
easy to
is.
miss. Yeah, I mean, there
Yeah.
are people that have come in all the time. They're like, "Oh, we never knew this was here." I'm like,
We gotta
you
get
never-
you like 100-foot sign that sits out on the highway or bypass or something, and we'll put like all our stuff on it, and OBX Lizard Land. We'll have all our symbols on there. It'd be great.
We know where it is, and
Sponsors.
TJ's driven past it 3 times. So
Yeah, the highway is definitely billboard alley, and I had this guy come in. He was like, "For $10 a day, you can have a billboard." I'm like, "Let's feel
Now
like
it's a day.
So right now, where you're at, it might not be a bad investment.
I know, yeah,
$10 a day.
Especially like you said, people are just driving in. They don't know you're there. Stop in with the kids. Boom. Got to take a break, whatever they're going to do.
Yeah, I think next year, once the building's done and money's obviously better again. Once I'm not blowing money like a madman, then I think I will definitely try and invest in some more advertisement to promote our new venture. We got this brand new shiny.
We gotta think of fundraisers.
in your area, the big thing, which I know you're already doing it, is like those little coupon books that you get on the beach at all the shops down there. Because you get a rainy day, and that's the first thing somebody does when on vacation. They're looking through those books to see what's around, and you're in there.
Could also be like you said, that's one of them pit stops, like people on their way to Florida, people on their way down South Carolina. Just boom, let's stop with the kids, check this place out, stretch our legs.
Yeah, I mean, if you're traveling down 95, everybody knows south of the border.
Yes, what I mean.
Yeah.
We're kind of the equivalent of that, just on a highway that's less trafficked.
Yeah. Do you have brochures and stuff that you put out?
Blown away by the random traffic you pull in, just doing something like that.
Yeah, I've been really bad about paper advertisements.
Step it up.
Like I said, at $10 a day, one person comes in and pays advertising for the day.
Oh yeah, I know it's tough adding it all to the list, but I think eventually you just get it all in reorder, right? You just have everything just ready to go, hit the button, reorder, boom. That's kind of where we're going.
Said, man,
as much automated systems as possible, and automated systems in the reptile house. I mean, that could be a whole other topic for another day, but all about some automated systems.
Hit them signs up May 2nd.
May 3rd.
Yeah, May 3rd.
No, I know. It's for the day before.
I mean,
it's for the day before.
I said
I am a procrastinator, so it probably will be May 2nd that the signs.
Put your own billboard up.
Hey, anything you put on Instagram, Facebook, tag us all, man. We'll spread it. We'll forward it out. We'll push it. Just keep tagging us, man, if you can remember. For sure. We'll help you.
Us down that way. We'll stop by. Hell yeah.
I'll definitely be down there this summer, for sure. Maybe even earlier now.
Had a lot of fun talking to you guys tonight.
For sure. It's a great time, man.
Even me?
Yeah.
He said guys, not it.
Yo, hey.
Chris, I'm proud of you. You kept your shirt on tonight, man.
What's the matter with you?
You guys weren't so bad for a bunch of ball python guys.
Hey, whoa, hey, don't put me in the pit now.
I identify as a carpet breeder.
We all ride together whenever we breed.
Hey man, I got
bad
one
for pet rocks.
I got wormers and scaleless corns, odds. I'm just a ball python guy.
Hey, I got Barron's racers.
See, that's the rise I was looking for.
In
Paul.
5 years, Chris will be breeding Barron's
In
racers.
5 years, yeah.
Yeah, in 5 years I'll be breeding them.
And that's he sells them to me first.
Oh, those little bad boys eat, man.
Barons.
I got Barons.
They eat twice a week.
You got Barons, Chris?
Yeah, I got blue and green.
Nice. Yeah, they're
I love them.
I have 3 of them, 2 males and a female.
Nice.
She's got the trio. I got 1 female.
By the time Chris makes the Barons, it'll be called Sold Out in Tino.
Sold out in Tino.
They'll be donated to Uncle Nate.
Oh.
Sold out by then.
They're awesome, but don't get bit by them.
Really?
Yeah, they are one of the higher potency mildly venomous. So I mean,
What the fuck?
Let that thing. You know what you need to let that thing bite. It won't be the 4-inch killer anymore.
You can't be serious.
I mean, I'm not trying to scare you or anything.
I thought I'd just give you like diarrhea.
Yeah, that's it. Don't be scared. It's a normal day for your IPS.
You're like getting stung by a murder hornet.
Oh my fuck.
Nate, your phone's gonna be ringing in about 10 minutes after this show's over.
No, they're coming to me. He's not giving them to Nate. Knock it off.
You can have the mail.
I need the mail, yes.
It'd be like a very, very severe bee sting, probably.
Yeah, that's what I heard. This guy's like,
okay, so
well, it depends if you're allergic.
Yes.
Let's see what Paul has to say.
Tongue, you know, good stuff can
but
happen.
I have done a lot of deep diving on the Phylodryas family, all right? And there is a member of the Phylodryas family, not the Baronine, but there's another Phylodryas that is like, could almost kill you, mildly venomous. Like, so the Phylodryas are, you know,
can't even tell me shit.
But the Baronine, all right,
Paul.
I know a lady. I got my female Baronine from a lady. I was like, I guess a husband and wife, and she got bit by it, and she was in the hospital for a couple of days. She actually had a reaction, and it swelled up her entire arm from fingertip all the way down her side.
Oh shit!
Down her rib cage and everything. I mean, she was like messed up from it.
Damn.
And I got that snake for $100 because of that. So I mean,
wow.
I can tell you that, like, you know, a big one, like a big female that has a little bit better venom delivery, because they do have a grooved fang. All right, so their injection system is not nearly as effective as like a highly venomous snake.
Yeah,
you
hypodermic.
not want that snake chewing on you for a long period of time. So if it latches on, get it off.
Yeah, I'll
don't rip it
off.
Don't rip it off. Get it off.
Yeah, no, don't let it chew on you.
I'll smack it.
You know, you're gonna whoop that snake's ass, huh, Chris? You know,
I'm thinking of ways of getting it off. Hot water.
No, listen. No, the best nibble on its tail. Bite its tail.
Yeah, that's the way.
I'm serious. Bite its tail. That'll make it release because it's going to try to attack whatever's biting its tail.
Then it'll bite your face.
You can do what they do in the pit bulls. You can put your finger in its butthole.
I was just going to say, either that or stick your pinky in the cloaca.
Bite you, man. Chris, just stick it in, boy. I guarantee it'll let go.
The snake just looks at him with dreamy eyes then.
My Baronine actually prolapsed his hemipene during breeding.
Oh, damn.
And,
Did it fall?
Well, you know, he's got 2 of them, but man, that thing was crazy looking. I mean, it looks like Satan's tongue. It has like covered in all these barbs and
they're nasty as fuck.
Purple and pink. And
did it fall off or did it go back in?
We had it surgically removed, and it was because so basically it had, during courtship, he was so excited to see her. You know, the thing shot out and it didn't go in her, and then it was just out and
it hemorrhage.
It never went back. Yeah, it basically like prolapsed. You know.
Oh,
damn.
Yeah.
So you still use the other one?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the other one. So
sweet. He's like, oh shit, I'm on the left. I gotta get to the right, baby. Hold on.
I guess
roll over.
That's like the whole purpose of the hemipene. You know, they got to
back
up. So.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We've talked about poo. We've talked about peens. Man, I tell you what, you guys got it all tonight. I mean,
man. I've seen way too much.
Great.
Don't forget there's a leprechaun conversation somewhere in that too.
Chris found out his parents can kill him. He's all fucked up.
This guy over here, Chris is sweating bullets. I can see it.
Well, not that long ago, Chris just found out that his
breathing kill me. What the fuck?
The bear eyes are really chill. Like, I'm not gonna lie, they're one of the chillest snakes I've ever owned. But yeah, I mean, during feeding, like the food response can be,
Oh, they're ferocious.
Yeah. So just be careful.
Eat that.
Feed them with long tongues.
Nate, 10 minus 10 minutes, bro. The phone's gonna be ringing.
Minus 10 minutes.
I'm not taking a loss. You know me.
Yeah, they are not cheap.
Making money.
I mean, I've seen the prices on them lately, and they are steep.
I'll pay you more.
I think it's $5K for a pair of blues.
Jesus Christ.
That's the last price.
Unless you know somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a blue male. So, yeah, he's beautiful.
What it looks like, Chris. Burn that money up, boy.
I paid $200 for my male back in
Stop it.
2016.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, they were about 400. I looked at a male for about 400 back in 19.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they're just steadily going up.
Yeah.
But yeah, back in the day, they were dirt cheap.
Oh yeah,
I saw one on Craigslist for $100.
No.
That's wild.
Because people start to drift away from the high prices of the ball pythons and start to go into these other species. You're gonna start to see the pricing on these other species come up.
Yeah, that and the coverage too. Bartek put a video out. His blue, and that helped.
And then guess what happens?
Yeah, I mean, blue is very popular right now.
Blue, exactly. What other snake is blue?
Polaris, like the Komodo Island Viper is super popular right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Insularis.
Yeah, I can't have one.
Me either. I'd be divorced and homeless.
That one.
Dang.
That one.
Yeah, what are the? Yeah, so I mean, blue is in right now. Anybody got blue?
Blue's always in there, man.
Got those blue tree pythons. Oh my god, those things.
Blue green trees.
Oh yeah.
The blue tree monitors too, man. They're hot.
Yeah,
They're gorgeous. They're
yeah,
gorgeous.
they're all fire, and they're all thousands. And
Yeah, they're
anything that's
badass.
blue is so expensive.
The blue tree monitors aren't that bad. I saw one, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. I was looking at them, and they were like 2,200, 300, something like that.
A piece.
Yeah, 2 to 25. Yeah,
They're attainable, but
still high.
not for me.
They're a little pricey.
Yeah, that's a lot of money to spend on a living creature.
I need to sell a few more balls before I can have those.
All right, guys. Let's wrap it up for the night. Paul,
Wrap it up, B. Wrap it up.
on here with us. Hopefully, we didn't scare you off. Hopefully, you maybe can make it up for the barbecue and stuff. If you can, let me know. I can send you all the information.
Please do. Please send it
Yeah,
over.
I'll be in contact with you.
We can carpool.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can even come up with Greg and TJ. Shit.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Greg anyway?
Easy.
Poor Greg. But everybody, that's going to be it for this week's episode. Greatly appreciate all the love and support. Keith, thank you so much for the super chats earlier in the show. That was awesome. Even if you love your VP. Thank you for it. My TSK folks, you guys let me down again tonight. You know, left Keith show you up. Maybe next time. This week's video, I have no idea what the hell I'm going to do it on. I'm not gonna lie, I have no freaking idea. Would have been a clutch pulling, but since I stopped doing the clutch pulling videos, I don't know. But definitely make sure you guys go and watch this week's video. If you haven't already, go watch it. And next week, it's going to be just going to be a panel of us bullshitting and talking Gettysburg and just kind of doing whatever. Yeah, I figured we're all gonna be a little tired after Gettysburg, so I figured we'll just do a co-host night and we'll have plenty to talk about.
This is hard.
How about we talk about now it's breeding season. How to get that incubator ready? Since a lot of people should be asking again, Jeremy.
No, we can do that, dude. We can certainly do that. We can.
I like it.
That part of the agenda. So, but everybody, greatly appreciate all the love and support again. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Check out the channel sponsors. Paul, hang on here 1 second. It's going to throw us backstage, but we'll come back on here after everything ends and wraps up. So just hang on 1 second. But everybody, have an awesome rest of the week, and we will see you this Saturday, hopefully, out at Gettysburg Reptile Expo. So don't forget, go to Gettysburg this weekend.
9 to 4.
What's that? Yes,
9 to 4.
Anybody coming out for the weekend, Friday night, hit me, Christine, Jeremy, one of us up. Come on out to the dinner and stuff.
Yep. The dinner's probably one of the biggest things that I enjoy the most about the whole show. I just enjoy getting to shoot the shit and hang out with everybody. I could care less how the show goes.
It's an open invitation. If anybody's around, it's all you can eat. I think what is it, $30-$40, Jeremy, or something?
I don't know. I got double charged last time, so I don't know what the real price is for one person.
Dang.
You eat too much. You leave.
I got a triple charge. I brought the kids.
I want to say it's like $25-$30 or whatever. Freaking all you can eat, whatever you want to eat.
I think it is like $30. That sounds about right.
Anyway, good time.
Anyway, come on out to the show, guys. Like I said earlier in the show, if you missed it, I will have. Sadly, it's going to break my heart to do it, but a 1.1 pair of jungle carpets at the show. They were my holdbacks.
Jeremy's paying for my meal at the freaking Friday night, so that sounds great. Somebody buy his carpets.
Are they related?
On, Jeremy.
What's that?
Are they related?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. They are siblings. They are 1.1. Like I said, they were part of the 2.2 that I held back, and I finally narrowed my decision down as to the two that I want to hold on to out of that. So I'm let somebody else make me regret my decision.
You're welcome.
Congratulations on that. That's a big project.
Thank you. Carpets are
not
like
many people have. There's not a lot of people that have success with them. So.
Oh, dude, I love the freaking carpets.
But don't push his ego. We got
shut up, Chris. You let this man talk.
Keep him humble.
Well, you know, talk away, Paul. Talk away.
Keep bluffing.
They're not gonna breathe. We're gonna miss this year.
Are you looking at having more in the near future? Or?
Oh yeah, I should have one clutch this year.
Where are you getting yours from?
We'll see.
Might even actually had 2 males.
Hey, we discovered what the issue was as to why they weren't locking up real quick my first year doing it.
He had to watch the show because you didn't hear all that crying 2 months ago. But I'm not gonna go.
Dude, I'm still not convinced that it's gonna be a fertile clutch though, because I didn't see a visual lock at all.
The same conversations last year, and you're gonna start your shit again next year. I'm gonna tell you to shut the hell up again.
Damn.
Tough freaking love. Damn.
God damn. I determined what month we in. Oh, they go.
Well, because I love as much as some of them are little jerks, the majority of them are angels. But even the little jackasses out of the clutches, I love working with them.
They're cool.
I just enjoy working with the little suckers. I was working with the zebra and the male gelatin that I got. They're both little jerks right now. The gelatin's actually not too bad. The zebra's coming along very well. But it's just working with them and working them through that whole stage. It's fun. I enjoy it. And I don't get that interaction with the ball.
Because Jeremy thinks he's playing with a lightsaber and he's playing with his hook.
How the diamonds?
Dude, the diamonds are so freaking laid back.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Come to me, little snake.
Yeah, dude, the male comes out like he's gonna light you up. But then when you approach him, he doesn't know what to do with something coming to him. So he just kind of freezes up.
There must be something with them zebras, man. They're just nasty.
the zebras are known to have a little bit of a temperament to them. And she, I mean, like I said, she's coming a long ways. When she got here, she was a spitfire. But now, like, I think she bit me one time today, and that was it. Otherwise, she was chill. So, progress. It's all about progress.
Totally.
But, so anyway, we will see you next week, folks. Come out to Gettysburg and have a great rest of the week. Later.
Cheers.
Body.
Click the button.
What are you doing? You're screwing it all up.
Just us.
There he is.